Hello, friends! We are live back. It's Tomb Day. It's Monday, and it is time for our friends here before you, this whole menagerie, to delve into the peninsula of Chult, into the forbidden city of Omu. If everybody's ready to play, we can just jump right in. But I'll first start off by saying, welcome back, guys. I miss you. Hope you're all doing well.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm going to destroy you.
You didn't do that enough last week?
No.
Destroyed? No. But quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. You will probably destroy me, as it mostly always happens that way. Very cool. Well, we see our camera. Our camera as it sinks back in through the clouds and into the forbidden city below. I'm gonna change this. I'm sorry. It's got to be inquisitive. I'm just not. I can't do it if it's not inquisitive.
I was picking on him earlier, so he's all self-conscious now.
Let me just hear
it. Also,
safety zone. There it is.
Sunless Sea.
It's super fun.
Huh? Was that what that music was from?
Oh, was it? Yes, it was. You are absolutely correct. Yes. You are absolutely correct, because I was like, Sunless Sea, and then I was immediately like, yeah, that's Sunless Sea music. No, this is my inquisitive music. It's my home. It's where I live. It's the only way I can do anything ever. I should have this and like turn it on just for like inspirational moments of my life to get through them.
When you're trying to figure something out at work.
Get pumped. Yeah.
Oh, you're muted, by the way, Alex. Nope, still muted. Still muted. So muted. Let's make sure we can hear Alex before we dive into past these clouds. Absolutely muted.
Also, I've got the intro for this episode.
Okay.
You all wake up at the same time after a horrible nightmare.
Horrible nightmares. Alex, are you there?
Except for one of you, who's actually rather happy.
Nope.
Right in front of Orvex.
Still can't.
Yeah, Orvex
like,
is like,
pop it
what
up.
have I gotten into? These people are crazy.
What happened? We have.
How about now?
Oh, now we can hear you. Yay!
There we go.
Hey.
The camera stops its pause in the middle of the clouds, waiting for technical difficulties, and continues its way down and into
Call Alex.
Omu. Yeah, I know. I had to call him out. I'm sorry. Yeah, we probably don't dive through the magma this time because we're not actually recapping what happened last time in Omu. Though I probably should still do that. To recap the dreams? I'm not sure. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We'll do a little bit of both, because now I'm trying to think, because we didn't do a recap last time of what happened. I'm gonna skip the dreams, and I'm just gonna actually recap where we were last time. I think we would see our camera dive down into one of the many shrines our party had already delved into. As it slips into that darkness, we start to see these scenes flash before us. We see our party of adventurers enter the shrine of Shigambi, the oh gosh, the Commodon. Yeah, that's right. I don't have any notes up right now. I fucking remembered that. Nice. The shrine of the Commodon trickster god Shigambi. As they entered within and faced its challenges, we would see the different scenes of our party battling in an arena, small arena against large, massive clay golems of Chultan, of a Chultan warrior-esque look. After they take down each individual one, having to deal with some form of poisonous gas inside of the temple proper, after misplacing one of the spears that they had to replace into the many statues in the upper level. Getting past those various traps and challenges, our party succeeded. We would see that scene of the pedestal opening up and presenting the puzzle cube for Shigambi's shrine. We'd see our party get it. You know, what the fuck? Someone do the Zelda sound. What's it sound like? There we go.
I was about to fuck that up really bad. I'm glad somebody else took that.
And you have your.
I want to hear your interpretation of it now.
Oh, mine is. Oh no, him.
Yeah, let's just
let's just put him on the spot. No, we got the second stone. Our party of adventurers then, after a very rough day, because that had been one singular day. I think our party grabbed two. Yeah, you guys. Did you grab two shrines in one day? I think you did. So that was a pretty fucking rough day. And you got attacked by Yuan Ti. A bird dropped on top of you. Like this was it was a really rough day. So our party of adventurers took to rest inside of the
Arthur
temple
at a magic school bus. Should have stayed home.
Yeah, that was a long ass day. Oh my god.
It was a very long day. Yes, it was.
A long day. Whoa. Excuse me. Our party of adventurers decided to take shelter inside of Alexandria's bubble, blocking off the way into Shigambi's shrine. We did leave off with a little bit extra, since Dustin over here, Mr. Berlin, irked it out of me, for what the encounter in the night would be, as War was taking watch at the exit of the shrine, right at the edge of Alexandria's tiny hut bubble magic. You saw a gathering of humanoids, whereas your eyes were able to adjust to the light of the moon. You saw what looked to be tribesmen and recognized what to be the same sort of painted stylings of cannibals that you had encountered before in the jungles of Chult, back when you traveled with Iku. They begin to gather around, licking their lips at the sight of undead, seeming to not care or have the intelligence to recognize that this is rotted meat, and looking quite famished. They begin attacking the undead outside. So that is where we would pick up. We would pick up right at that moment as our party of adventurers is assaulted. Well, more like our party of undead adventurers, our undead buddies. This is the sideshow for Philip, Trap, and Unnamed. We would jump effectively right into that moment as the sort of war cries of these tribesmen call out as they sort of barrel down on these three undead individuals. So I have a question for you guys. It is a mechanics question. Before we jump into this, before I even take you to a map, because y'all are on a map right now, is anyone else going to engage in this fight other than these three undead creatures? You're muted, Josh.
We have had Philip for a long time.
You have.
I say we let it play out.
Say no on my end.
Okay.
Also, Josh, you have your amulet of health back. War would have given that back at the end of the day.
But we will roleplay that because it is not going to happen.
Well, it's already past that point, so.
Well, we're gonna roll it back then.
I think you still have the amulet.
I have to look and see what my abilities are right now.
Brolin will take it and wear two.
He's walking around with bling. He's got bling on his.
So there's a host of 12 of these guys coming at these undead. Is anybody else engaging in this fight?
If anyone else is, Frisha will join them.
How much did we wake up to them already attacking the zombies?
War would have, I think War decided he would wake you guys up.
Yep.
They would have been in mid attack mode. So everybody's prone but War. That's how we would start this.
Okay, so we'll solve this really easily. I'll just tell them to step inside the bubble.
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That would be the exact amount of creatures. I'm not going to count your familiar because you could just dismiss her if you want temporarily.
Well, we can have people step inside the bubble. We're using the bubble as a door.
Okay, so I have a couple of other things to mention. Before we do that, there's actually some mechanics here that I'm very interested in. So I'm going to take you guys over the map. The reason I'm asking is because if enough of you engage in this fight, the fight is skippable. But if it's going to just be undead, then I have to play out this fight because this is a skippable fight regardless. But a couple things matter, and I'm going to bring you guys over here. The first thing I need to know from you, Alexandria, is where is your bubble? Because I had placed it previously. I removed it. I want to know where the bubble is for you.
Did we sleep in the shrine?
believe that's
Yeah, I
what
think that was the goal. I think we're
We're
in the
door.
shrine and then use the door, the bubble to block the door. So it's either going to be right outside the door or right inside the door.
And I will note that if War was not at least right where Brolin is during his watch, which maybe he stepped outside of the bubble for the watch, that's possible. At which point, War, I don't think you have an option whether or not to be in the fight. But if the bubble does not go to at least where Brolin's token is, then a watch cannot happen inside the bubble because the stairs go down.
War would not really be super comfortable being outside the bubble,
True.
Considering he's...
Which is why we need to know before we do anything else, where's the bubble?
The most logical spot for the bubble would have been blocking the door and the 6 spaces right outside.
I'm going to show you where I had it placed. But where I had it placed does not allow for much space, which is why I'm worried about your guys coming back in. But technically, people can just filter into the dungeon, so it really doesn't matter. Let me show you where the bubble is. I'm going to put it down. All right. This is where I had originally placed the bubble. But where did you want it?
That is the wrong size, by the way.
It's the correct size. It's a 10-foot radius.
Oh, it's a 10-foot radius?
It's a 10-foot
okay, I thought it
radius
was
sphere.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's a 10-foot radius sphere. Would it have been here, or further back? Where would you have put it?
Probably. Well, if it's that big, I think I would have liked it one. I mean, why not
Maybe
the
step
area just
forward?
outside the door?
You want it up here? Yeah, that works too. I had no idea where, like, here or further up.
Well, not everybody could have really fit in the bubble very well.
I mean, people could have just slept inside of the tomb, and the
Yeah.
bubble would have sealed the door, basically.
That's what I was.
Yeah, that works too.
That's what I was planning.
was the
on,
original thought.
Behind the bubble. Yeah.
Yeah, so we could just put that there.
Okay,
and anybody, yeah, and the zombies would just be.
Would they be outside during the moment?
Yeah,
Okay.
they wouldn't have been.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a lot of space, my guys are all right here, but we can say that they're a little further back. I'll just say that they're about 10 feet off the map. I think that's fair because I don't have the space. So you would just what you're saying, Alexandria, is you would engage in the combat, or would you just pull them back? Because if you pull them back, there is no fight.
Yeah, I mean, if they were going to be threatened and nobody wanted to fight, she would just tell them to step inside the bubble,
Okay.
and
All
then we'd be good.
Okay. There
And
would
they
not
would
be
be
a
confused.
fight. Yeah, they would be confused. Which brings us to a different kind of scenario entirely. So, War would wake you up. You would immediately run out to see the situation, command. And I'm going to say there was plenty of time to be able to do this, as War saw these guys gathering, probably warned you guys a little earlier previously. You had the time to retract your boys. So let's pull Inquisitive back up. It's my favorite thing ever. All right. Yeah, as you order them to pull back, the host steps up towards I mean, they run right at the bubble. They bounce right off of it. They probably poke their spears at it quite a bit. And they probably start gathering around it, mesmerized by the magic, wondering what the hell happened to the things they were just about to eat. So they would sort of surround it, and I'm going to make a group check for them. They will do this for at least 10 minutes before I make a check. What are you guys doing? As this bubble is now surrounded on all sides by...
We're playing battle simulators. What we're playing.
Is
with
it possible?
Ed as the processor.
Is it possible for War to just like just lean his turtleneck out?
He doesn't
and then
have to lean.
smack
He
somebody?
doesn't. He does not have to do that. The only time he can actually attack right through the bubble, because he was in. I imagine when you cast it, when you cast the bubble, objects inside the bubble, objects and people that are inside the bubble when you cast it. And I assumed you told everybody to stay in the bubble. It's the ritual you do every night. Everybody get over here. I'm going to cast this. All of the stuff on them and them pass through. The only difficulty we have with the bubble is when magic gets involved. That's when you have to actually step out of the bubble to do things.
I was already bothering him about this today.
So you can just start chopping people away, or if you want to take a swing and get them to fuck off.
Thoughts?
Free XP.
Just a ghost axe, just swinging through. Like
Free
if you're,
XP.
a flaming ghost axe.
That could terrify them. I would allow you. I would allow you to axe one of them. I'm not even gonna have you roll anything. You would just hit and kill one.
Okay.
It's sneak
And
attack.
then I'd have you make an intimidate check with advantage to get them to fuck off. If that's
Fail it
if that's
intentionally so they keep throwing themselves on the
Risha
ball.
has a backup plan for if that intimidate check doesn't work.
Okay, yeah, cool. Is this something you would like to do, War? Because I see you stepping up here.
Yes.
All right, yeah, you see them poking at the thing. You see them surrounded. They're all speaking in some sort of like very crude Chultan dialect, like one that definitely doesn't uphold to the normal like elegancy of the language.
Do I understand what they're saying?
Yeah, I think. Well, actually, give me a intelligence check because this is really, it's very like trimmed down. It's not the elegant Chultan language of Port Nyanzaru. This is a very basic.
Oh, okay.
Oh, also, I can see Brolin tokens. I think I have control over Brolin.
Okay.
That's not creepy at all.
You do currently have control over him. I'm going to.
I think I was fixing something.
Yeah,
I think I was fixing
outside the
something for
bubble.
him.
So yeah, you take a swing War at one of these guys, and you just fucking cleave him.
Well,
I will tell you what they said in a minute because War is
Okay.
cutting into one of them at the same time that you
Okay.
get up here.
Intimidation?
Yeah, make the intimidation check, and then Brolin, you made
advantage?
intelligence. What's up?
You said with advantage?
You can do so with advantage, yeah, because this whole thing is fucking weird. For them,
13.
13. Let me see what their passive insight is. Let's see if it's any good. Okay, yeah. Excellent. So you hear them speaking just before War chops into them. I think you can hear through the crude language effectively the words, probably the words, "What is it?" And then you would probably also hear, "Where did they go?" And then you would probably hear something of the same line around, "What is this foul magic?" Like that kind of way, but it's very, very, very crude. Like the words aren't like well put together at all.
My magic isn't foul.
Yeah, they are immediately like they seem to be getting like definitely angry about the situation, like their meal effectively taking away from them, and then one of the dudes just gets slaughtered, and then you hear them all and they all back up. They all back up a space, spears out.
Drag off new dinner?
Yeah, they all back up. They all back out. Spears out. I'm gonna do a quick roll here.
Meat's back on the menu.
No! Damn it!
Yeah, they
So,
axes him.
If they
Oh,
don't
that's
run
right.
away, Frisha's gonna tell everyone to get in the bubble, and then make them go away.
9 of them fucking just get the hell out of there. They don't want anything to do with it. They watch him get just axed. 9 of them are gone. These 2 drag the body of this one away.
New dinner.
They immediately drag it away.
Solved.
They not completely because they stay here immediately, like because these ones were not completely afraid, but yeah, they drag this one away, and probably after a few minutes you would start hearing some feasting sounds, for sure.
That's gonna be hard to sleep next to.
Not many good places to sleep as it is.
Philip,
So, do we need to just get rid of these guys, or do we want to not do it?
I
with
want
it?
XP personally, but
All right.
no.
So, I guess they ran off this way, right?
Yeah, they're just they're around the corner. War here can probably see them.
Oh, they're that way.
Because Frisha's about to do something horrific, but
Yeah, they. I think before you hear, actually, I'm not really trying to think of what they would do because they're not that stupid. Before you would hear munching, you would hear them like taking things off of him, and like looking at him, and then you can hear them speaking. They're whispering to each other. At this point.
What
are they saying?
What are they saying?
Make a perception check, War Brolin.
I speak at Chultan too.
Oh,
Could
yeah,
I send Fiera out to
you absolutely can.
like silently glide for this guy and tell me what she
Yeah, have her make a stealth check.
Brolin hears them. We're
I'll
good.
just throw her out here, effectively.
The echo on War's shell prevents him from hearing things.
Okay, all right. Okay, yeah. Brolin and Freesha, let's see the stealth. Ooh, that's damn good. Yeah, Fiora would not be seen. You can see pretty much what Fiora could see, but going higher up, you see the other ones scattering. They're just running away into ruins, different directions. They're getting the hell away from the scary orb. These two have dragged this one away. One is shouting to, well, not shouting. It's whisper shouting. It's a situation of and I will do the full roleplay one for this because this is a conversation to be able to overhear. What do we think we're doing? We have to leave. That thing almost it is evil. Did you see it? It killed him. And this other one says, I want to know more about what it is. Slay them so quickly. Perhaps we can harness it. And then the other one just say, you are insane. He says, just have patience for a minute. Do not be coward. Let us wait and see what happens. And then he looks at him and says, and another one looks down and says, we should take the blessing. It killed this one. We could eat him. He says, we will. I want to see what else happens from here. And they just seem to be waiting. The one seems like not about it, and the other one is too curious. This guy's dead.
Okay.
And if you have Fier's perceptions, you would effectively hear that too. But I don't know if you know Charlton.
Okay. He doesn't know she's there. Can I cast a vampiric touch and get her to sneak attack from the sky?
Oh, she can fly down and vampiric touch somebody. Yeah, absolutely.
So my plan was I was just going to create a ring, firewall around them, pointed in.
I mean, we could sync it up. That could burst into flame as soon as she.
It might that has the potential of hurting Fiora.
All right, guys. Hear me out. Because
Kyle did say Fiora was doing this thing, right?
Oh yeah.
No, that's I can't stop her.
Killing just one of them is a much better plan because it makes it killed the one that's saying that he is brave.
I just want
leave the one who wasn't.
Yeah, I just want order of operations.
He'll run away and they'll be scared of our bubble forever.
True. I just want order of operations because I don't know if Kyle was asking the party if he should do that or just saying that he was doing that. Were you just doing that, Kyle, or were you posing the question?
I mean, I think she would say, like, I could totally take one out.
Discuss.
Go for it.
Well,
I think it's a good idea as long as you take out the one who is brave.
Well, I was thinking, what if we trick, like, you and I both speak Chultan. You could convince them we're a god, and we could use them to scout stuff. They might know the location of another shrine.
I think it's better just to make the cannibals scared of us.
That's fair.
I could stick my axe up through the bubble and make them wonder what's going on with the light. It is on fire.
Plus the vampiric touch one is slightly less flashy than if I do it.
True, but it's cool.
Oh no!
Wait, we get Valfine up here.
Why?
We put Valfine like here, because then she has line of sight of this one. Or puts his axe up, and then whatever one's in the back, Kyle takes out with
arrows. You can shoot arrows out.
Wait, so what do I have to do with anything?
You shoot arrows out of the one. Shoot arrows out of the bubble.
Oh, I think we should leave one of them.
Yeah,
I think we should leave the cowardly one so he runs away.
Yeah.
Take care of the one that wants to come back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just keep trying to tell myself that we're the good guys.
For any attacks at this point, I'll require actual rolls. I just had War just knock that guy out because I don't think they do not have enough HP to survive a War hit. I really don't think so.
Okay. Here's what's gonna happen.
So if I would have reacted quicker, I could have just killed them all with the firewall, couldn't I?
Possibly.
Oh, man.
But you were down on the ground.
I want a share of this XP if we're getting it. If we're doing this.
They're nothing.
Tag as many as you can.
It's fine.
Well, here, just give me a second. Here's what I'm gonna do.
It's time.
I think the Fiera thing is the best plan.
I like that for sure.
Yes.
No firewall.
Can I
No
have Fiera?
sneaking.
Can I have Fiera come back to me and then back out without having to like make another
Re-stealth?
check?
20 was good enough that I think that's fine.
Okay. I'm gonna finally do this.
Do
I
it.
cast Dragon's Breath on Fiera.
Oh, okay.
What type of dragon? Do you want to melt them, or do you want to burn them, or do you want to freeze them, or do you want to electrocute them?
Fire is scariest, I think. So we'll go with fire.
Oh man.
And it
It's also
matches
the
the
brightest,
axe.
though.
You
It
can
is the same
position
as
her
the
to
axe.
hit both if you want, or if you just want to hit one. It's up to you how you want to.
We're gonna hit as many of them as we can. We're going
Okay.
for max
We're going
effect.
for
Because
max.
I'm pretty sure one of them is gonna say
effort.
All right. How much damage does that do?
3d6.
They're
Dexterity
dead.
saving
They're
throw.
both dead. They're both on fire. Like if you burn them, they're burned. Technically, they could survive, but this whole situation has been just. I'm not even going to. Yeah, they burn. Describe this to me.
Okay. So Fiera's just flying up in the air. I've got Dragon's Breath cast upon her, and then when she's in position, I issue the command as she dives from the night sky, silently, being an owl and
Yes.
hard to detect. Opening her mouth as she gets close to the surface to maximum firing efficiency. She lets out a screech, but instead of her normal owl cry, it is a dragon's fire, and she just does a swathing pass, and they all run around like Daenerys, and her little babies just flew over them.
Yeah, they didn't even see the owl. There's no connection to the owl. They're just watching the thing, and they burst into flames. For all they knew, they were punished for their heresy of being too close to this bubble. So it's just
Such
immediately like,
hubris.
just like burning, and they run around for maybe a few moments before they drop to the ground. The burn's far too
I
severe,
think we
unable to
should
get
leave
them
those
down.
corpses, though, as a warning.
You have successfully slain.
I love
the
D&D.
shit out of them. Absolutely.
All right. As a
just
warning
clearly
or
what
a
it was
barbecue?
Well,
Yes.
that too, but they see, oh, all of us ran away except for these two, and they're on fire just like the first guy.
Maybe they will start to worship the orb because it delivered them a free meal.
All right.
Crispy chicken.
Everybody but Valfine was involved in this. It seems.
I didn't get a chance.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Can
You were
Valfine...
invited.
Valfine is an inspiring presence for Alexandria. Her wanting to project
My 5 experience.
I'll
to protect her
I'll
life.
give her some XP. I'll give her some
What?
XP.
What? It's
Say
gonna be
something.
like
Say
two-
something inspiring to the party.
Don't fuck it up.
You got it.
Not like this.
You got it.
Way to go!
All right. Everybody gets that.
I knew it.
That is actually more than I was expecting.
You feel yourself getting a little stronger.
The leveling stream of 1,000 trickles.
God. Nothing else will disturb your night. This happened fairly early. I think War was first on shift, and the rest of your night will go unhindered. It's up to you guys what you wish to do with it, and when you want the next day to start.
I have a conversation to have.
Perfect. We don't need this map anymore, so we're gonna be here.
Conversation.
Yeah, with you.
No.
Deny everything.
Wasn't me.
War walks up to you.
It was all Berlin.
Valfie, you should take this back.
That's it. Not even.
Would you
Okay.
expect anything less of War?
I guess not. Directed to the point. No, I don't think I will.
What do you mean? Said I was borrowing it for that fight.
I think that you're going to need it more than me. We've got a long road ahead, and you're going to be the front face of the party. I can stay hidden.
But if you do get found, this is going to help you. I'm fairly sturdy on my own.
If we go face to face with Ross and see, a tiny little amulet isn't going to save me. It would be better used by you.
No, but it'll certainly save me. Yoink. Thanks.
Wasn't given to you.
If that was attempted, War would iron grip that thing.
Or just lift it up a little higher.
Lift her off her feet.
Yeah.
But I don't want to die. Okay. All right. Sorry. Let's continue.
If we're fighting Ross and C, you think it's going to matter with me?
Yes. You've come out of worse situations than most. And you're the last of your race.
The last of my family line. My race is at the snout.
And prolific. They're everywhere.
Yeah, well, okay, well, I've only seen like 3 of them, but yeah, they're not dead.
Are you guys asleep? Or are you awake? Like, what's going on here?
That was
Turtles
Alex
know how to get
making fun
shell.
of commentary.
In truth, a
No,
long
that-
rest says nowhere that you need to sleep.
Yeah.
You don't actually have to. You just gotta lay down.
Sitting there, eyes
light activity for 8 hours.
Yeah, basically. Almost no activity, I think.
Oh, thanks, light activity.
I think you get 1 hour of light activity, and then the rest has to be nothing.
Listen, I'm really bored.
Just lay there motionless. Yeah.
I've come out of worse without this.
I still don't think I need it. I think it would be wasted.
I don't quite understand what meaning you have with that. And I don't think I like it.
It's like you forgot almost that you killed a dragon.
Everyone gave me their inspiration. I had a lot of retries. Was not the first try. You don't need to know
No,
my
Wouldn't have
meaning
killed the
or...
dragon if you weren't wearing that.
I was healed several times. I don't think that
But I
had
think you were at like 10 HP when the dragon died.
It wasn't. No, I had a lot of temporary HP from several different things, so I was still. I mean, I couldn't have taken another blast, but that's because my reaction was down and I only, it's a dragon, but whatever. You don't need to know my motivation for leaving it with you, but I think that it would serve you better. I have other tools at my disposal. Besides. Never mind.
What do you mean?
In regards to what?
You were going to say something.
We're just in this such a condensed area, and we're having such a dramatic scene. Can't help but think that Brolin is just like.
I mean, you don't have to be in the bubble. You guys are probably in the temple. That could be a little more wide of an area. Though there are high ceilings that echo.
I'm gonna roll Berlin over near the gas spout just in case anything.
Pull out a spear.
Gonna pull one of the spears.
You can't poke me.
I don't need to poke you. I'm going to asphyxiate you.
Again.
Then you'll have 2 amulets of health.
Yes.
What if we trade?
Trade?
For the battle axe. I think it's battle.
I'll take this for you if you'll do another thing that I kinda have been wanting to talk to you about anyway.
Do another thing? Am I allowed to say yes after I find out what it is?
Sure.
Okay.
You were there when I put my journal on the stack.
I was.
And when I fall, I want you to put the rest of it there. You specifically.
Me specifically? Is there a reason
He's
why?
basically telling you you're not allowed to die.
What an honor.
The reason is a reason why, but that would spoil the fun.
That's fair, I suppose.
Well, now
I
I'm curious.
suppose.
Our group is just shrouded in 8 levels of vague. That's all it is.
Yes, you're all
Anyone else
quite
have a-
mysterious. Go to sleep!
Orvex, I've had a bad night.
I would like to sleep and have a better day
No.
tomorrow.
I throw a blanket on Orvex.
He takes it, just curls into it.
Listen, did anyone else have just a terrible night?
No, mine was great.
And an excellent night.
Until the cannibals.
Anyway, War, what were you saying? I can't hear you over all the extra voices.
All I said was that would spoil the fun. That was the last thing.
Fun.
Yeah.
Fun. Okay. Say I don't accept. Then what?
And this keeps finding its way into your pocket.
I suppose I may need a refresher on exactly where it is.
It was the island that we stopped at on the way in. The one covered in blue mist. You might want to take a handkerchief with you.
I will remember that for next time, yes. Do we know where the map is?
Which map?
The
It's
map
been a
we've
while.
been keeping.
Oh, whoever's been navigating. That's up to
War
you guys.
has it.
You guys know.
I think I've been mapping, yeah.
Okay, that's you.
Valthane would ask you for the map, and then have you point out where the island exactly is. And then
Yep.
she would copy that portion of her map, the map, to her journal.
Before you start like sketching it, he'll flip the front of his journal open, and it'll have the map/instructions on the first page.
I suppose I could have asked first.
Just save you some work.
Thank you. I'm not very good at drawing anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess I'm keeping this.
I guess you
I
are.
hate it. I hate it.
Put on the amulet war.
But your 19 Constitution.
It gets set to 19
Yeah.
Yes.
because I only temporarily adjusted my HP, so I didn't even.
So you'll want to set that to 19. So the remainder of your guys' camp can go however you guys want it to. If anybody needs to talk to each other, it doesn't matter what the watch is. There will be people on watch. It can be any of you, but there will not be another encounter this night.
I kind of have a funny. I have something potentially.
You are free to do that. If you wish. Or we can advance to the next day. It's up to you guys.
I'd say advance for me. I could do it later.
Okay.
I'm fine with advancing.
Can I trance on my watch?
You may. Oh, not on your watch, no. Trance on your watch, you might as well not be watching.
I mean, off of my watch.
Off your watch, yeah.
I mean, I could on my watch.
That's a
since
pretty
we're in the
bad
bubble,
watch.
doesn't
You're not really
matter.
watching too many people.
Our watches are more superfluous, anyways. We have a giant bubble that protects us from all harm.
Technically, this is the watch where you absolutely could.
But no, I'd like to pull a trance on my off time.
Do you have a thing that you're looking for? That requires
I
me?
guess maybe.
Okay.
Not really recalling anything in particular, but at least getting in the mindset, just in case someone were to try to contact.
Try to contact, huh? You cut out?
Try to contact me.
Wait,
Maybe.
Say again?
Maybe. See if
Tree
Ilian is trying to. Yeah.
How would you do that with your memories?
Wouldn't. It came to me automatically while I was trancing.
That
so
is true. That is
just
true.
transfer
Just
4 hours,
trancing to
not
see if
necessarily-
if something happens?
Yes.
Ah, that's what you're talking about. Okay, I thought you were trying to, like, activate something. I was like, I don't think you
I'm
have
opening
anything.
the door for someone to step through.
Yes. You are not visited by anything. Your memories sift around you. It is much as the same as it's been since you since you were christened as a young adult, and given this power. So you you spend a peaceful time in there without being disturbed. Okay. All right. If we are ready to advance to the next day, we can do so. As I turn my
I'm ready.
how wonderful
Time to level up.
Because the music. Oh yeah, it's a new day. If you have leveled, then you can do so. I will fix your
I
tokens at the
definitely
end
did.
of this session for people who haven't, but just keep adding your XP as you normally do.
How much XP is the next level?
It should be on your whatever.
You're right. It's on my thing.
Yeah.
I keep
I
forgetting.
love that all of my tokens are independent of each other, so my token XP is never right.
I know. I'm so sorry. I need to still fix that. As long as your character sheet XP is right, then we're good, right?
My character sheet XP is always right.
Then we're
I,
good.
every once in a while I'll fix my tokens too, but
Yeah, it's fine. I'm sorry you have to do math. I'll fix them soon.
it's fine. Math's easy enough.
So, you guys awaken to a new day in the jungle. Let me get some some jungle going on here.
The long rest macro busted.
It probably is. If it is, just reset your stuff manually.
I need to kill 429 boars. Or cannibals.
Yeah, you awaken to a new day. The sun rises. It can be seen through the bubble. Those who are inside of it. If anybody's not, it is pitch black darkness inside of this this shrine, because this bubble completely seals the door, and is if you are outside of it on the other side, you cannot see inside. So it would just be and utter night until you literally. That's so interesting because the minute you step through the bubble on the shrine side, it's to me like getting hit with daylight. Because if you're inside of the actual shrine proper, it's just pitch black. Like
But the kobolds love that.
That's true. That is very, very true. But it is morning. You can see the spell. It's beginning to fade, lest you cast it again, Alexandria. But it is the sure tale sign that you all have been resting for 8 hours.
Nice music.
Yeah, it is a new day, and Omu is open to y'all to do what you wish to do.
So you get half of your hit dice back.
Yes, you
Yeah.
get half of your total hit dice back on a long rest.
Oh, that's right. You burned them short rest, didn't you?
I burned a lot of hit dice. I am not full.
Yeah, the ball's in your guys' court right now, so.
Well, I marked where the shrines are. Let's go to one of the shrines.
How do you know where the shrines are?
Because every building that we found that's a shrine so far has had a very similar appearance, and there are exactly the right number of other buildings with that very similar appearance on the map.
You know, now that I'm looking at all these things you marked, yeah, those are totally the shrines. That's totally it. There are no other buildings that look like that.
Oh no.
Way to ruin the mystery.
With the little, like the little courtyard gates, you know.
Yeah, no, that's actually really smart, Alex.
I feel like that wasn't supposed to be something we figure out, but
Well, you realize that Ed can just modularly
Oh,
swap
yeah,
out
he can
buildings.
totally move them if he wants.
I'm
So it doesn't really matter
100%
where you think the shrines are.
I'm 100% with you guys writing whatever you want on this map, as long as it pertains to the map and isn't a penis. So.
Listen,
Damn
everyone.
it!
Oh no!
I didn't use
DM
my penis stamp to mark all.
Oh, I
of
know
them,
how to
sorry.
draw.
Our DM is a kind and gracious DM, and he would never manipulate us in that way,
Well,
ever.
I mean, who's this? Like, didn't we get this map because? Well, all right. First off, I
Yes.
think that's just candy to any DM. But
We saw
got
this city from altitude.
didn't. Yeah, but like, not all of us have characters with canon pictographic memories. However, didn't we get this map from like the visitor center?
No, you did not get this map from the visitor center. You did get or maybe you did. You've got a crude map at some point, I'm not sure, but it was nothing like this map. This map is a crystal clear vision of what you guys saw going down into Omu. For the sake of mechanical purposes, I refuse to not show you this map and sit here all day describing to you what's around you. No, thank you. So you guys see this at the courtesy of players. But being what Tomb is, I'm not going to axe anybody for marking things on the map that there's probably a good chance they would not have had time to see. I'm okay with this being your guys' view because I can't see any other way of doing this without it being extra complicated for me. So this is
that's
what
totally
I
fine.
and I think we did decide at one point. This is just what Fiera sees, and what Fiera sees is what Alexandria sees, and Alexandria shares with the party. You get this map. So
Here can't fly too high.
you're
though.
right.
Yeah, the
she
only-
can't.
The
You
only
get
way
this
we could
map.
have actually done this with
I'm just
like
making
they
your
could
job
have
harder.
possibly done better is have it just cover the whole thing in shadow, and as we explore.
Also,
unshadow.
kind of a pain in the butt for me because then I have to maintain the shadow,
Yeah.
which is rough for me to have to.
And
do.
it will probably murder your computer.
Yep. I would rather you guys just see this and do a. I trust y'all. We're all just playing a game and having fun, so play along. And if you mark the shrine, what you think are the shrines, you sons of bitches.
No.
Oh, I know. But the ones that we for sure have seen is this one and this one, because we came in from down here, down at the bottom.
I'm cool with you guys marking whatever
is-
buildings you want and going
Yeah.
to whatever you want and doing this however you want to do it.
Notice he's not committing to anything you're saying. Al.
I'm not.
I mean,
saying.
even,
This is where we originally showed up to Omu, right
Yes.
here.
Yeah, and
all the way
we found
down.
out that was a bad idea.
So we could definitely see these two right here.
I don't see your pings. You might be on the wrong layer.
Bottom.
This
Oh,
one
there you are.
and this one.
Okay, there they are. There they are.
We definitely know those two are there, and this one is the most obvious shrine in existence.
Yeah, considering like everything died around it except for the shrine.
Yeah, so it is a new day. What are you guys doing?
So do we still see the campfire up there? Is it still like in the same place? Has it been moving?
You do not see smoke coming from over that direction anymore.
I say we head up the highway, and I can send Fiera ahead of us, flying no higher than the rooftops, but still,
Yeah.
she can get an early bird's eye view.
How high up? Just as high as the rooftops? That's like 10 feet, 10, 20 feet.
Yeah,
Some
I'm pretty
buildings
sure
are
they're-
two stories. Are you in one?
I'm pretty sure the no-fly zone isn't going to be any higher than the highest building.
True.
So
I do want to know her altitude though. It's important for me to.
yeah, I'm going to push that limit like as high as
Yeah, you tell me the
want
number.
somebody to be able to nick her with a spear when she's flying by.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. You tell me the number because that's important for combat or anything or her being seen. Yeah, like.
Right. So how high is the floor?
Floor's
12
10 feet. I would say about 10. Let's do 10. Let's do increments of 10, even if it's not accurate, just for
Okay,
the freedom.
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay, 30 feet up.
Standard.
Stories.
Yep.
Nice. Let me confirm on my side that you are indeed in a safe zone. Let's see if you are or not.
This building looks 30 feet tall. This one too.
Not locations, just this.
You know what would suck?
Oh yeah. Okay. What would suck?
Trying to explore the city as like a giant.
Oh god, yeah.
You're still on the ground, but you're kind of above the no-fly
True.
zone.
Your
so
head,
they attack
you're
you
like-
anyway.
True.
Like swatting away the whole time?
Yeah, you let Fiora up. She goes 10, 20, 30. Everybody's watching to see what happens. She maintains a 30-foot flight and is you look to the closest gargoyle statues that you can see. They're very like dots from here, but you don't see any movement come from them. She seems to
Okay.
be perfectly safe at
Yeah.
30 feet above
She
you.
lets out.
Above
She
you
lets out a
or ahead of you.
just above. That's her
Above. Yep.
max flight, and I guess we'll just send her like
You,
if we decide to go down the highway about maybe
What's her
you
passive
wargaming
perception?
the whole time, or
what?
like are you using her sight the whole time?
Yeah, if you're using
or-
the site, someone would have to help you. But if it's just her, what's her
No.
passive?
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be her. Though I can communicate to her fairly
Yes,
easily
you
enough
can.
that if she does see anything scary, she can
better
cry.
passive perception than you do.
Yeah, what is
She
her passive?
definitely does. Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. I closed her window.
Not better than me.
Passive perception.
Should
47.
be 10 plus whatever her perception.
Yeah, it's
score is.
11.
11.
Oh, it is.
Pat,
What's her?
You said
what's
perception
her perception
score?
score? Yeah, what's her perception bonus?
plus 3.
So she has a 13.
Okay.
I say 11 sounds way low.
So she has
I thought
a.
it was just base wisdom.
From her distance, she can see pretty much over the rooftop. So you got a good lookout for 13 perception, which is great. Actually, that's really good. So you guys are heading towards the highway then.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
That's what I would suggest. Yeah.
And heading north.
Are we scouting for anything in particular? Or are we just walking the road?
Are you walking the road? Oh, that's a big thing. Are you guys trying to stay hidden? Are you just walking the road brazenly? Are you running? What is?
I don't like being out in the open. Right in the center of everything.
Hmm.
Should we cut through some buildings or
I suppose it's a catch-22. If we're out in the open, we have the best sight line. If we're creeping through alleys, we could run across stuff inadvertently.
it's just that we can
so-
be seen from further away?
We're more likely to get ambushed on the highway, but we're more likely to accidentally ambush without realizing it walking through alleys.
I feel like it's like we're more likely to get attacked on the highway, but more likely to get ambushed off the highway because of the tighter corridors and less people seeing far away.
I'm just offering up my gut feeling.
I mean, same.
All right. So, real question is, we're going this way,
Or back where you came from.
or this way.
I mean, we should probably cut north just to see what's there.
Cover the side of the river first.
Yeah.
Considering, didn't we have the information that Rossin Sea is at the middle of the circle?
You have information that is where his goons are most, and it was assumed by the Red Wizards that they had some form of the base there.
Yeah, we can assume it's UNT, right? So.
Oh, you can for sure it's UNT because Orvex would tell you they were attacked by tons of UNT there.
Right.
Although there's the campfire north of us as well.
And you can reach any point on this map in this day. 250 feet takes you 5 minutes, no matter what. I believe 10 minutes, actually. No, it's 5 minutes. I think it's 5. Yeah, every 250 feet was 5 minutes. And it doesn't matter what pace you go, so stealth is actually a good option here because it will not slow you down. It does not matter what pace you go, you will always go 250 feet every 5 minutes because of how difficult it is to traverse this area.
Oh.
So you can stealth and not take a movement penalty.
If the road means we can stealth and not take a penalty and still move just as fast, I vote road.
All right, yeah. You guys want to make a group stealth check?
Takes about an hour to go anywhere.
Yep.
I put the hood up so I get advantage.
I would have Fiera because she's out. Take it with you. Is your horse with you, Alexandria? Because that's another person who counts towards stealth.
Yes, she will ride the horse.
So the horse needs to do a stealth check, Alexandria needs to do a stealth check, and Fiera needs to do a stealth check, and then everybody else.
Can you do a stealth check on a horse?
Yes, the horse has a dexterity score.
That's fair.
Get these numbers and do some math here. Get your guys' average.
Alright, are you guys ready for this? Wow, Alexandria just like master stealth.
I got one whispered to me here, which is good.
It's
Oh no!
Do you want them whispered?
No, you don't have to. It's cool. It's cooler when they're whispered, I think, for some moments. But right now, I think we're low stakes, so it's no big deal.
No! Oh no!
The only reason I had them whispered is so people don't go, well, we have to like unstealth and re-stealth, get new rolls. Like, no. All right, and I just need one more from you, Alexandria, if you haven't done the bird or the horse yet, or yourself.
Yep, I'm just doing me now.
Okay, cool. Do I have everybody? This looks like everybody. This is actually not bad. You guys are pretty
What
good.
they don't know is I got natural 1.
Oh boy.
Well, we do now. Spoilers.
I got a nat 1 too. So I like to think Brolin got stung by a bee.
So this is how many participants? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't have a war here.
I could see.
Oh, there it is. I see it. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is correct. Oh, Orvex. Shit. Forgot about Orvex. He has to roll.
Master of Stealth.
He
Do
has
we have
to
to
roll
stealth the zombies?
The public. Normal. Are the zombies out too?
Well, I don't think they can not be out.
Yeah.
The zombies also have to roll.
Damn it.
I
Maybe
know.
they can bring up the average.
Sorry,
Get a crit. Get like
Alright.
2 crits. Come
I
on.
Zombies.
Ooh, -2 dex. All right, here we go.
Oh god.
Stealth might be tough. It gets tougher the more people you have. Actually, they just both did.
Yeah.
That's 2. One more. They did good. They're about to carry the party average here. All right.
Their average is pretty good.
Hey, I rolled a 16. Okay.
Trigger's rolling low because that's just his job.
So that means we have individuals. There's 6 here, and Alexandria carries with her 3 zombies, a horse, and Fiera, which is 5 more. So we have a total of 11 individuals. So
God, we got a
this
big ass
number,
party.
we do, divided by 11.
Wait a
Okay, I
minute.
did that super wrong. I'm going to do this one more time. Get this math going again.
Yep. Are we a Democratic Party? Like, do we make our decisions based on votes?
That's up to
'Cause
you guys.
I have
There's-
6 people.
This is why there are the Electoral College.
Zombie votes count.
Zombie votes. Zombie votes. 15. Yeah, I did
Zombie
the-
votes matter.
They always vote for brains. They write it in every year.
Never win.
Divided by
Brains
11.
never win.
They never win.
You guys have a very nice average of 11.
Oh my god.
Nice. So we would be able to
We
hide
are
from
average.
I mean, you'd be able to hide from anybody with a 10 to their passive perception. Yeah, you would get past them.
Like
A
Kyle
commoner.
said.
We'd beat a commoner.
So we know that you guys are stealthing. We have a stealth score. Where y'all heading?
to battle.
Straight forward, up the road,
Yeah.
up the road.
Prepare your butts.
All right.
It's a battle.
You can keep going up the road, past these different buildings. Most of them seem like just plenty of ruins. Any of them could be important or non-important, depending on what you
I
look
think
at.
you stole. I think you stole our green square.
I stole your green square. I did. I stole it right out from under you. Give me this green square. Put this back. Okay, there we go.
There we go.
The
Thank
green
you.
square was traveling with
Do
us.
we want to avoid this?
Yeah, that's up to you guys. You know that that's where the smoke is coming from. On either side of you, on either side of this large highway, you see ruins surrounding you. I mean, the buildings rise about two stories around here. Fiera would get a good look around and definitely be able to spot that there is what looks to be the remnants of a campfire over here, and also she would say that. I'm thinking what she can articulate. Definitely that there's a campfire over here. I think from here, that's what she can do. She'd probably also point out there's a glass window over here, just things of interest. Point out that there is a passage across the river over here, just with average, and then like water. Like basically, you're able to see quite clearly, or get at least a description quite clearly of where that is. But you know, you're coming up on the fire. Fiera can see.
Okay.
I don't know about the campsite.
Well,
Should
It's
we avoid
abandoned.
it?
I don't think our friends would be that brazen with a campfire.
I think we should explore the campfire.
yeah, that's in character.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is.
Out of character, her dad's an idiot. So she's pretty
Yeah,
sure that that's her dad.
Oh my god.
Oh.
It's genetics.
Ouch. Ouch. That's rough.
We do also know this from experience.
So campfire, yeah or nay?
Mm-mm.
Should we vote?
You
Thumbs
can
up.
vote
Should we?
either to me in private or out in the open. However you guys want to do it.
Player.
Damn it.
Yeah, send me votes in private. This is to go to the camp, yay or nay?
Whisper DM?
Whisper DM.
No. Nope.
No, it should just
Or it's a ping the DM.
ping the DM
Yeah,
with
ping the DM.
Yeah.
Ping the DM.
Yeah, it should have a little option for yay or nay.
I'm not actually going to vote because I don't particularly mind either way.
Okay, we'll
So-
cast you as an average. I've gotten 2 votes thus far. Cool. Alrighty. It looks like a vote to go to the camp.
We need to clear it. Make sure.
Okay. Y'all continue heading north, staying as quiet as you possibly can. Yep, trying to stay as stealth as you can with the group that you have. You make your way around the corner, and however you go about looking at this area, whether you send someone first or go around, I'm going to give you and wait for others. However you go about getting this area, I'm just going to give you the description, because there isn't anyone here. So, amid the ruins of an abandoned, is an abandoned campsite. Torn backpacks and rotted gear litter the ground around 3 moldering tents. At the center of the camp, a scrap of dirty yellow cloth hangs from a crude wooden flagpole. The fire looks freshly used, but everything else from this distance looks as though it hasn't been touched in some time.
Do we know any factions with yellow flags?
What was the one that fucking Samuel Dren hired first? That we followed to the camp? They had yellow, I think. But I
thought
don't
they
remember.
never made it out of that camp.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't think so either.
they ever returned. Yeah, because that's the reason he hired us, right?
Oh, to make it out of the camp?
I don't remember.
Yeah, you are recalling the company of the Yellow Banner, which is a group that was sent out by Samuel. You did discover that they had reached Camp Vengeance, but were sent on their way. They left the camp and were just never really heard from at that point. The last note, which I believe the captain of the camp, whose name escapes me, who you had to behead.
He's dead anyway.
He's
no
super
one
dead.
cares.
He was told by them that they would they were going back to the port to try to get supplies.
Okay.
And that's the last anyone heard from them. You know, you guys didn't ask about them in port to see if they had returned. So
Niles Breakbone?
Niles
Yeah,
Breakbone,
that-
that's who
yep.
it was. And
So
Samuel
that
never
was- he was
mentioned
possessed.
their return either.
Yeah.
Possessed. Boy.
Hmm.
So there's no sigil on the banner, it's just yellow?
From here, the flag is not like sprawled out. You can't really see. It just looks like a yellow cloth hanging from a tent pole. There's no wind. It's just sort of.
If I...
Yet my cape is billowing.
We sure it's not a soiled cloth?
Oh, man.
Somebody was airing out their yellow pants.
Can I look around and see if there is anyone waiting for us here?
Yeah, make a perception check.
That was almost a 19.
17. You do not see anyone in the immediate area. You haven't got any wee-woos from your owl. And doesn't seem like anyone's here. What you do see, Valfine, is a camp abandoned. A fire freshly lit, probably a few nights ago. Some of the coals still smoldering, and definitely abandoned in haste. All these backpacks are left behind. Some of them look rummaged through, probably by animals. Probably kicked about a little bit by passerby, maybe a couple cannibals. You're not sure really from this detail who's been in the camp. You guys are still on the road, but from here you can see that there's like stuff looks like it was left.
Yeah, I'd like to saunter up.
Okay, yeah, you
and
saunter
start
up
going
into the camp.
through backpacks, looking for material, writing, missives.
Oh.
Something
You start
like
going
that.
through backpacks. What are the rest of you guys doing? And Valfine has entered into.
I check a tent to see if they were eaten.
Can I do an investigation?
Yes, you can. Anybody who is. So I would ask for one from Valfine as well, since she seems to be searching, and also
Damn it,
whoever's
Dustin.
looking in a tent. I believe that was
I am.
Trisha. Yep.
War wants to check for tracks.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and make a survival check. War. What's Alexandria doing?
I'm gonna do an active perception check
Freebird.
to keep watch over the area through Fiera. Yeah,
Okay, absolutely.
which means that I can roll her perception.
Yeah, make
not
a
mine.
perception.
Yes, thank God.
Thank God.
It's slightly better.
It is. I'll take every advantage I could get.
You just have her
Fuck.
perch
All right.
perch up here.
Yeah, can I have her perch way above and get advantage on that roll?
I don't think I could give you like full advantage. I think the further up, it's like she can see farther, but it's less detail, so I don't know if there's a real advantage there.
That's fine. I wasn't expecting anything.
I'm
that.
happy that we discovered
go
that I
up
have a 30-foot ceiling.
Yeah, right now you know there's a 30-foot ceiling. She's flying and not getting attacked. Looking pretty good. Good experiment.
She goes to 31 feet. Just immediately
Dead.
meteor.
Dead. Completely dead.
Or like the top gets swiped off.
Fucking ion cannon.
Right
out
at
of the clouds.
31. Yeah.
So we have a bunch of investigation checks over here. Since we have these investigations, they're going to show similar things. So I'm going to split that up, but I'm going to see about the survival. Yeah, you definitely see tracks on the ground. There are a host of tracks. You see a few similar to the ones that were seen previously in the temples, the ones that look to be a bipedal reptile creature. You see humanoid footprints, some bare, others booted, and yeah, some old, some new. This camp seems to have been passed through quite a few times by quite a few individuals, and the evidence of that is quite obvious if you look long enough. That this has been a well-loved camp by many a different party. And now your footprints will litter them as well, it would seem. For those investigating, you will find many crude goods that have long gone past their expiration date. Some ropes that look like they've probably frayed and dried too much and wouldn't be able to hold much weight. A few rusted pieces of tools that probably wouldn't last very long. Basically, a lot of different kind of like adventurers or explorers kits here that their goods have pretty much gone bad. A lot of these backpacks look like they've probably been drying out in the sun for weeks, if not months. Like the stuff is old. It's been picked through a few times. There's not a lot left here that's worthwhile. But one of you, and I'd like each of you, who got the highest investigation? Between Brolin and Freesha, do a roll off for me. I want to see who finds a thing.
Investigation roll off or just regular?
Dancing.
Investigation roll off. See who's the better investigator here. Okay. Brolin, you find you discover caught in the lining of one of the tents a moldy parchment.
What's this? I open it up.
All right. I'm going to.
Who has prestidigitation?
I don't think anybody does.
One person does that isn't speaking up about it.
I totally don't.
Oh. Alexandria,
Yeah,
I
kind of do.
can you prestidigitation this really quick for me? Just to make sure I don't break it as I open it.
It might be mostly dirt. Cleaning it might be a bad idea.
Sorry, I'm of no use to you right now. Not because I'm being a dick, but because I can't perceive you in any way.
Oh.
Yeah, you can see her just standing there.
Like a little drool on the chin.
No. I'm like the three-eyed raven. No drool. I can control my slobber. Thank you very much.
Like it's.
It looks like you could. It looks like you could open up the parchment. It looks like it's probably in good enough condition somehow that it's still like would hold together. It doesn't like fall apart in your hands.
There's better cantrip for that. That would be Mage Hand.
You open it up and it has some writing on it, Brolin. Only you are gonna see this. You see it?
Yeah, I see it. Okay.
I kind of want it to be in a language that Brolin doesn't understand.
It's
Does
one
it
he
say
understands. So y'all see Brolin going through this letter, reading it, whispering under his breath as he does. What are y'all doing?
I guess not finding anything. I'll kick the nearest backpack aside.
Freesha is hovering over Brolin's shoulder, trying to read the letter after he sees.
I mean, it's very easy. You're if you're taller than a dwarf, you're taller than Brolin.
I think
Freesha's not much taller than a dwarf.
I'd stick near Alexandria while
Hey,
she's...
Orvex.
Yes.
This is.
What did you find, young
You don't know a Lord Brixton, do you?
I don't believe I do. Some of you who hear that name, and I would say War being kind of the chronicler, that name does perk your ears. That's a name of a member of the Company of the Yellow Banner.
Oh, hey, I remembered.
Hey, no roll required.
He called that shit.
That is just that. I'm not going to fault you for player forgetting, because that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Was it 2? No, it wasn't.
We've been playing for 2
Probably
years.
in the original notes.
It's been 2 years,
Yeah,
buddy.
like the original notes are
Oh,
also
God.
on that computer behind me.
Lost forever.
He'll say, "Oh, I've never heard it," but War,
Didn't
you
we
recognize
have
the
an
name.
original note somewhere in here too, like a group
Yeah,
note?
somewhere in there.
It's in Discord.
Do you do anything, War? Or- yeah.
Scribe notes.
I think that name were the ones that Samuel Dren sent out early before.
Well,
I
our
don't know
party
this
plan.
Samuel Dren either. I don't know who he...
I don't know
What?
who that
friends?
is either.
he was a great man.
Oh, I'll take your word for it.
Then why was the campfire so recently used?
Well, it says
Somebody else could have taken it.
I freely share it to the party. It
Okay,
says he
yeah.
found the Eye of Zaltek.
Here we go. I'm gonna show it to everybody. I had to take it away from you real quick, and here we go. I'll read it out for everyone in the voice of Lord Brixton. Rue, Delvin has a lead on the Eye of Zaltek. The old goat found an obelisk in the north that marks the entrance of the Tomb of the Nine Gods. The eye must be within, but the door is magically locked. We think the secret to open it lies in the holy shrines. We're headed into the ruins to check them out. God's willing, we'll be back tonight. Rawson sees serpent people are on the prowl, so be careful. If you get into trouble, sound the swan horn twice and we'll come running. For the Yellow Banner. Signed, Lord Brixton. And then the game comes in and it says, ding ding, you found the failsafe if you didn't save Orvex. Here you go.
Side note here:
Ah,
is Lord Brixton at all famous in the Sword Coast, or is he just some...
Lord Brixton. Make a history check.
can I also make a history check
Yes, you may.
because of my background?
Absolutely.
Nice. Yeah, no, you win.
Okay. So,
With a plus
Frisha,
4.
your travels have definitely allowed you to, your travels and sort of getting different stories collected together, like still being your bardic self on the side of your own interests. You've definitely collected information about this individual before. You know that he's a lesser lord of House Brixton, of course, of the let me see, what town can I throw this guy into? Let me think. I'm gonna say he's a lesser lord of Mirabar, which is a dwarven a stronghold that is shared by many races. It is not dwarven prominent. It is actually more human prominent, but it is a dwarven stronghold. And he seems to be a noble of that house, and probably could be a dwarf. You're not sure.
He's a nobody. We don't have to worry about him. It's okay.
Yes, War.
Do you know anything about the Eye of Zaltek?
The Eye of Zaltek. Let me think for a moment. Let me quick ponder my memory. And
Elfin's ears perk up slightly. So if I'm listening,
let me see here. Where's my boy? Oh, there he is up top. All right, let's make a history check, shall we? Why he doesn't have a history skill automatically, I don't understand. I'm just gonna give him just his.
I know a lot about history, but I'm.
It might be
not
worth giving
good
him
at it.
Is it-
a bonus.
I'm gonna make this a whisper roll here.
If it's Omni and he might get advantage, is that how that works?
Possibly. Let me go to my thing here. Yeah, he ponders for a moment. He says, I can't really pinpoint exactly the name. I feel as though I may have read about it somewhere, but this old noggin can't hold everything in quite well. It sounds like an artifact. I mean, I feel like that's a given. Probably something quite ancient. The Omnians did have many gifts they were given from across the realms to solidify or to recognize their power in Chult. It was once the seat of the Empire, so imagine many treasures locked away.
This Lord Brixton was looking for it.
Hmm.
They were hired to
And you knew this
do the
person?
same thing. We didn't know Lord Brixton. We knew his previous employer.
Oh, I see, I see.
Somehow.
Ah, indeed, indeed. Well, many people, well, not many, but the ones who have made it to Omu, they're always in search of something. Tends never to give exactly what it should, more death than anything, but I'm still alive, so that's hopeful, and so are you, so... Didn't mean to bring down the mood there. Says, I imagine that, I hope they found what they were looking for, and got out alive. Yes. And he'll,
To be fair, it's been pretty dark around here lately as it is, so...
Indeed, indeed. So, yeah, as you guys are, you're kicking around the camp, looking around things, looking at this letter. Let me change my music really quick. Bum, 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 bum. We're going to get rid of this. And we are going to do some different music.
Man, that place is far north.
So, highest passive perception is Valfine. So you would see this person first.
Oh, shit.
No.
Coming from the opposite side of the road, you see an individual turn the corner. Your head would look up first, and then probably others shortly after, I imagine. As I will describe this person to you, Valfine, and in turn everybody else. You see, the first thing you see is a bright red cloak.
Oh, fuck. Oh.
As our camera sort of travels up, we see the individual wearing some sturdy boots. We see a pack on their side, some scrolls stuffed into a belt, all sort of intricately put together. We look like somebody who's got a lot. They're stacked with some stuff. And as we travel the rest of the way up, we see their face. We see a completely shaved, bald individual, tattoos ripping across one side of the face, curling in and around the edge of the mouth, almost to form like a half beard kind of situation, and goes completely over the eye, the right eye, which is completely scarred over. By the way, it's gone. The tattoos go over the scar where the ink was able to stay, and all the way up, fashioned around the head in a tattooed helmet, showing symbolism of that of fire, like ice, like elements, sort of around it. You see the other eye of this person's open. They're almost hazel, sort of the hazel color of their eye, and they have a wry grin as they look at the individuals, and he just starts laughing. At that point, everybody else would be able to look up before I think Valfine could even be like, "Hey guys," and he just started to oh, and I thought today was gonna be boring. And you see his hand light up with fire. Says, "You stepped into the wrong camp." And he starts stepping towards you guys intimidatingly. Like, he's got a smile, like he's excited. What do you guys do in this brief moment?
Stranger danger.
So last time you saw someone, last time you saw someone who looked like this, they killed your friend.
Yep.
Yeah, you light up. You light up your axe.
We have been collecting their spell books too. Don't we have like 4 of them now?
Well, yeah, what do you all do? He lights his fire and he's kind of walking towards you like he's looking at six just flies ready to pick off his boot. You lit your axe. Yeah, what is everybody else doing?
Can I cast a spell?
If you do, we would immediately. What's your spell? Tell me what your spell is.
I'm gonna conjure animals.
You're charging that spell. You have it like readied.
I want to read? He did speak in common, yeah.
He did.
Cool. I'm gonna reach into my pack. I'm going to grab the Thayan Mage's journal, or not journal. His spell book.
Yep, the circle.
And then I'm going to chuck it in his direction, underhanded, so that it lands as close to him as I can. And then I'm going to say, "Careful, stranger. You don't want to be added to the collection."
Okay. That is what you're about to do. I'm holding everybody. So you've got it in your hand, and that's what I'm gonna say. Like I'm gonna roll that over to him. So you've got.
I can't wait to say that.
What you're gonna. You've got it like ready to do that.
You're rehearsing it in your head.
Alexandria, or sorry, Frisha.
Frisha is readying a reaction.
A reaction spell.
Frisha is just being sort of not impressed.
Okay, yeah.
And continuing to look around.
Yeah. And Valfine. Guys fucking lighten up.
Probably like get low and have an arrow ready. Yeah.
Immediately cock all those weapons. In spite of all of your your stuff that you are readying, he seems and this is like as weapons are coming out, Alexandria is going through her pack to grab that thing like ASAP. He sees you all readying. He doesn't stop. He's got a smile on his face, and he just looks like he's just ready to try and fuck your day up. And he seems not like he seems a little. Like, in all that you guys are doing, brandishing weapons and spells, he seems a little unfazed, like, doesn't care about his life in this moment. He just wants to blow you all up.
Richard is feeling unfazed, looking unfazed about him.
It's a moment where he's just like, yeah. What's up,
In the moment, can I quick look around? Are we surrounded? Do I notice anyone else?
You don't see anybody else but him until you do see somebody else. But his voice comes before you see him. You hear a voice. It shouts out. Says, and it's familiar to you, Valfine. It's familiar to you. Please, everyone, just hold fire. We don't have to make this a bloodbath. And you see an individual step out. The first thing you would notice is that he does not look like a red wizard. You see a man, probably in his late 30s, early 40s, step out in robes akin to a caster of probably Luxon or Neverwinter. He's wearing the kind of robes more akin to people of those places. A little bit heavier set. You can see parts of it are ripped in areas to expose skin to allow some breathing to happen there. And his hands are up, and he puts a hand out right towards. He's got a hand out towards you and a hand out towards the red wizard. And let me get this red wizard's name really quick because I want his name to be accurate. He looks. He says, "Directs, hold your spell. Do not fire your." He's like, "Stay where you are." And he's just sitting there. And he says, "He's got to ruin my fun, don't you, Victor?" And he just looks over at all of you, and he just looks thirsty to kill. He's like, "Please, this is a misunderstanding. What do you guys do?"
Well, my really cool thing's probably not going to work.
That's why I wanted to stop you, so I didn't get him. Because I wanted to give you a chance.
Being impassive.
We can talk this out. You
She's going to involuntarily hold her breath.
Yeah. This individual never makes eye contact. It makes eye contact with you briefly, Valfine, for just a moment. Just a moment, like he does anybody else.
Same.
And he's got his hands out. He says, "We are travelers. We are a Thayan party. We are searching the ruins, much as I imagine you are, and we mean no ill will to anyone else here. Please, my name is Victor." He puts out his hand to whoever will step forward to him.
Oh,
I
pretty sure
promise.
he'll shake his hand. Pretty sure he'll always shake people's hands.
Oh my god.
He says, "I promise you that and he takes his spell book and he throws it on the ground. He says, that I am not here to fight you.
Insight check.
Yeah, make an insight check.
Sorry.
Yeah,
He's already did.
Yeah.
Felicia. He does not want to fight. He does not want to fight. From the insight that you can gather in this moment with the 24, this person doesn't want a battle to go down very, very badly. They seem earnest. He's thrown his spellbook on the ground in a show of good faith to say, I do not want to fight. And he definitely looks nervous. He does not want there to be a bloodbath here. He doesn't want it to happen. And he seems to have effectively kept this individual back, who he called Dyrax. But the Dyrax guy, he's just sitting there. He's still curling the fire in his hands, because you guys are also probably brandishing your weapon, so he has yours. And he says, "Please, can we?" And he goes to shake your hand if you step up to him. He says, "Can we can we put our weapons down? There's no need." And he turns over and he says, "Cancel your spell, Dyrax, or I'll do it for you." And he just immediately... he looks frustrated.
When he turns off the spell, we'll, like, release the axe fire.
Does everybody else put down their stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't doing anything threatening
Okay.
except for running through my bag, so I'll stop.
Okay. Yeah.
Prisha didn't purposely get herself closer to this guy in case to spread it slightly out in case he was casting fireball or anything.
True. He immediately just goes, "All right, good. My name is Victor. It is nice to see faces of civilization here in Omu. I imagined at some point or another we would come across other travelers, but you are our first." Huh. And he just says, gosh, I really don't know where to go from here. I just didn't want a fight to break out. We are we are a band of explorers, much as yourselves, brought here for," and he kind of looks over, "treasures. Yourselves, I imagine, are much the same."
You could say that.
Yeah.
How long have you been out here? You look like you've been out here for a while.
It's been almost 2 weeks here in Omu. You look fresh. I can only tell because of the rest of the company that I've been keeping. And they looks over back, and Dyrax is he's a little. They all look a little roughed up, a little dirty. They've definitely been out here a while. Says, "We're underemployed."
Prisha tries to brush off his shoulder a little bit and cast prestidigitation as she's doing it to clean him up a little bit.
Thank you, I appreciate that. And he'll say, "We are under the employ of the government of the Majocracy of Thay to search for artifacts. You must be something else if you found this place. It was a difficult journey for us as well. We have a camp, not a few hundred yards, maybe 1,000 from here.
It was an
safe
accident we found this place.
By accident. Make a deception check. Okay.
He's got it in there already.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay.
He's trying to murder every social situation he can.
Yeah, he doesn't question it for a minute. He just says, "Found it, yes." And he looks. He says, "Well, you've stumbled across one of the most ancient places in all of Chult." At which point Orvex would step up and say, "Oh yes, I am Victor. It's very nice to see you." And he turns to me and he says, "Orvex, Orvex, is that you?" And he steps over brazenly into your party and embraces him. "I can't believe you are alive!" And he looks and says, It's a miracle." And he says, yes, Victor, I survived." And you can see he's like crying a little bit. Victor looks like he's holding back tears. And he just says, "They saved me after the attack. They found me. I was buried under rubble for 3 days." And he says, "Victor," "Oh, Victor, I'm so sorry. We did not go back. We presumed you dead. We do not want to risk ourselves to you Wanties men. I cannot believe it. I didn't even see you in the chaos." He takes his face again. "You are alive, my friend. You are alive. God's grace you." And they embrace and immediately are just talking. And he says, "Oh, yes, these young individuals found me." At which point Orvex immediately realizes he doesn't want to give away anything since you guys didn't thus far. "They are much here as yourselves. Looking for an accident. Came here. Looking for treasure. Yes, that." And he says, "Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. I am in debt to you. You have saved my friend from what would have been an inevitable death, and in the place of myself, who should have saved him in that moment again. I am so sorry." He says, No, Victor, I would have done the same. I do not hold it against you." At which point you hear Dyrax, "All right, are we done with the family reunion here? I'd like to get back to camp. We've got more scouting to do, Victor." At which point he says, "Yes, Dyrax, yes. You should just go." He says, "I'm not leaving you here with these guys. We're going back together, or I'm going back with you, or we're not going back at all." At which point he says, "Fine, so be it. Please, we have a camp nearby. It is secure. Obviously, it is not something we would force upon you, but I would like to offer the hospitality of Thay, if I can."
How do you secure a place here?
There's much time and energy put towards a very daunting task. We were able to secure a marketplace of sorts, not 1,000 yards to the north. Chult Marketplace. It seems as though the Yuan-Ti do not step foot there. We have yet to know why, but it has kept us safe. Have you encountered them yet? They are not a myth. If you are of the mind of such things, you should know. The Yuan-Ti are very much a real boogeyman.
We've fought them before.
Good. You will fight them again, I assume, the longer you stay here. This is the realm of Yasin Sea. Did I say that name right?
Yeah.
You said
Yeah. What's his name? What's his name? Ra. Sorry, I was thinking Yassi Ben, a completely different name. But Ra.
Yasin Sea.
Yasin Sea says, "No, this is the realm of Yasin Sea. It is very much belongs to him. We shouldn't stay out here for too long, not in the numbers that you are. I see you carry with you a necromancer. Smart, we do as well. It is a utility that is, it's most valuable here in the jungles of Chult. Having someone wield the dead against the dead, it's smart. You are not an average group. Right. You are not...
Are you saying Philip's dead?
Please tell me you didn't
Oh my
realize
God.
it.
And you are not without humor. It is good to know that the jungle has not sucked that from you. Let me tell you, it has been some time since I've joked with anyone. He kind of gets closer. The Thayans aren't exactly the humorous type. It would be nice to have company such as yourselves. And you have made it this far, and are quite the band. You are no ordinary adventurers, I can tell you that much. Not many make it this far.
I walk up to him
Victor. He puts his hand up.
on my horse.
Oh, this is... I'm traveling by steed as well. Magical. Smart. Wish I would have prepared such a spell for myself.
I give him a cold look from above my horse. What do you call a Thayan tall tale?
He smiles for a moment, and we immediately see Dyrax squint his eyes and cross his arms in the back.
Oh,
And
no.
I lean
Victor
over the side of
looks
the
back and
horse.
says, what?
A fable.
I minor illusion a boom.
We would see Dyrax roll his eyes and just say,
Brolin gets really intense, like, oh, just not kill each other.
yes, I think it would be best if we all just... I think it's better with civilized folk that are in here that we, not to say to suggest it entirely, join forces if at least help each other in some way or another. And I would like to offer you, extend that branch. And at which point you would hear Dyrax sort of mumble under his breath, but it's audible. It says, Zagmar is not gonna like this. It says, do not worry.
Can I make an insight check to see if this guy is planning eventually to betray?
Okay, yeah. Make a check. Make a check.
Gee, that's real specific.
Make an insight check.
Suspicious turtle
insight.
is suspicious.
Does he
Vicious
seem
turtle.
like he's trying to deceive you? Yeah. No.
You know who's that? Who would never try to deceive you? Risha.
He is not, but with that insight check, he is not willing to deceive you. He does not look like he's trying to deceive you here. But with that insight check, I'll let it spread to Dyrax behind him. If he wasn't here, Dyrax would try to kill you guys. Like, 100% Dyrax.
If he wasn't here, Dyrex would be dead.
Dyrax would be super dead, and you guys probably would be a little burned. So,
And
A little bit.
Hey,
hey now, I have counterspell.
okay.
Yeah, that's what Frisha was actually preparing.
That's true. That's true. It
was
might have
gonna
been.
say-
It would have probably been some counter spelling back and forth, some Harry Potter, and then the final blast going on.
It would have been
Duel, yeah.
counter-selling back and
problem is
forth,
he-
and then a flaming axe through his chest.
I was about to say,
So
he can only play the counter war so
That was
long
thrown,
before there's
thrown.
a giant two-hander sticking out of his chest.
full disclosure, I was gonna cast Conjure Animals, and I was gonna summon 2 giant toads, and one of them was gonna swallow him. Like, I solved it!
I saw it. So yeah, Victor has extended
And that
this.
to a lava pit.
Victor has extended this. He's extended this. What is it? This. What am I trying to say? He has
Olive
extended
branch.
this olive branch
Peace
to you guys.
treaty.
Yep,
Yeah.
this peace treaty to you guys, and seems sincere about it. At least the members of the party who have really looked into him feel that is so. What would you guys like to do in this moment? If anything, Orvex is like he's right in the situation. Orvex wants things to go good too. He's excited to see Victor. Yeah. What would you guys like to do in this moment?
I mean, out of curiosity's sake, might as well see what this place is.
Or Vex, do you know this guy?
Yes, this is Victor. Victor is the one who befriended me on the travels in my employment with the Thayans.
Oh.
At which point you would see Dyrax, he says, yeah, and as far as I know, man, I think you're still under that contract since you're alive. And at which point he turns and says, Of course.
I put a shoulder,
He says, it is a contract that I had taken, and I had taken up with these individuals, but no proper paperwork was signed, so I believe that my allegiances are obviously still with the Thayan government, of course. At which point Victor kind of looks at him and just says, something to discuss later, Orvex, Dyrax.
Frisha tries to bring up a conversation. You've had trouble with the tea. Have you lost many people to that?
You can see Dyrex kind of tense up about it, and he just says, and Victor would respond, he says, yes, our numbers have been thinned. The Thayan force is still many. We hold, and he kind of looks back to Dynex, and he won't, Victor kind of rolls his eyes a little bit, doesn't give a number. A sizable force. But enough to protect our own. At which point Dyrex says, yeah, and if you can get that spell working, we'll have reinforcements. Ain't that right, Victor? He says, of course. Of course. So,
we've almost lost a large number of our party.
I'm sorry to hear that. Death here in the jungle seems to be a fact of life, and every day. They do say that the law of Chult is blood and claw, as it is. But let it be known that you do not have to accept this offer. I simply offer it to you in a case of sanctuary. Our combined numbers would definitely put off any UNT even attempt at an attack for at least a day, if you wish for shelter.
Would your numbers be enough to go confront the problem directly?
Perhaps. I think that we would want to speak with the others about that. Our numbers have thinned, and it has been cause for much difficulty here in the city. If your alliance is what you're suggesting, I can say that we are in a position to accept. At which point Dyrax gives a one of these in the back, like yeah, right kind of thing.
Oh no.
I don't know if we're suggesting that yet, but
Of course.
good to know our options.
Yes. I want there to be peace at least between our two parties. And if that is all that you want to have, then we can leave that offer there.
War will walk up and offer a handout and say, my name is War.
It is good to meet you, War. I am...
It means peace in his language.
Victor.
Does it?
Something to note, Valfine, though you recognize this voice, you would know that this is not his real voice. But you do recognize this voice.
Okay.
And yeah. What did you say, War? To him?
He just introduced himself. My name's War.
It's very good to meet you. And the rest of you as well. Though I'm imagining we can... Unless this is where we part, we could trade acquaintances back and forth in the camp. I do have to return there. We cannot stay out here long.
We could use some information.
An exchange of information, I think, would be valuable. If you have some, I'm sure we do as well.
Why not?
All right. Well, avoiding certain death. Isn't that nice, Dyrax? He says, why are you looking at me? You could have died. He says, sure.
How do we know we're not going to burst into flames the second we hit the camp?
Let me
perimeter?
speak for my friend Dyrax here. We have had a very rough time, and individuals that we have met have not been of the agreeable persuasion. Thus far, he was simply acting on instinct. He says, yeah, instinct, that's right.
Those Thayan instincts are pretty intense.
Eyes narrow.
They are. And he just says, but that is behind us. Dyrax means you no harm, and you have my word that he will do nothing. He says, his word. And yours. He says, I'm not going to do anything. Can we just go? And with that, Victor would shake his head. Yes, let us gather ourselves, shall we? Come. and he would lead you guys to the north.
Still only the second most abrasive dwarf I've ever met.
He's not a dwarf.
He is not
he
a
a
dwarf. He's a human.
What? I thought Daleks was a...
Dyrax is
No.
no, he's not a dwarf. He's a human.
He's a Thayan wizard. They're
Thayan?
all
Yeah, they're all human.
God, the...
Or not all
well,
of them.
I guess I'm just so used to your...
Dwarf
Freaking-
voice.
Yeah, that's
What, you
sounding
think
sounds
we
like
all
a
sound the
dwarf.
same?
Yeah, sounds like. So
Oh,
oh,
there
shit.
is only one dwarf. They're all
Pop out of
clowns.
holes in the ground.
Even the women.
Making your way up here, he's going to lead you into this this large building here. Or no, it's actually, I just realized it's over here. It's actually quite far to the north, leading you up here. But you would pass by at least one notable thing over here. This little spot. So let me read out the text for that, because you would know. You see an overturned wagon lying on the street ahead. You pass it, but as you do, you see that rotting petals litter the ground around it, and bees seem to nest in its broken wheels. A freshly cut garland of jungle flowers hangs from the wagon's tongue. It's kind of an odd sight, but you pass it, and the Red Wizard and Victor, Dyrax and Victor don't seem to pay any mind to it, as they lead you over into this building. All right. Let me see if there's any book text about this building. There is. Yes.
Can we mark that on the map? The wagon?
Yeah, you can put a mark here. It is. It is here.
And it's on the road at the intersection.
Yep, right over here, the intersection. You can definitely put a mark somewhere on the map there to remind yourself of that. Yes, you enter a derelict market hall that stands on the street corner ahead. Frayed cloth awnings hang in tatters above the broad alley lined with stalls. So you're entering into what seems to be a single alley, but its doors are not open. They seem barricaded with stone and other rubble in different places. And there seems to be a opening, and on the opening there seems to be a seal, a bubble of some kind. It looks familiar to you guys. It is a spell you have seen before and are familiar with. You see the remnants of a tiny hut bubble kind of covering the exit of this area. And as Victor steps up, you see it begin to fade, and an individual on the other side. You see another Red Wizard, a girl. She's got long blonde hair. She looks to be, or no, she doesn't have long blonde hair. She's bald. They're all bald. I forgot. Is bald. She's bald. She has bright blue eyes. Her tattoos seem similar, but their own sort of unique nature to their elemental. Upon her body, she wears a similar sort of red robe sort of getup. A big difference about her is she seems to be wearing an amulet versus this Dyrax. She immediately has a spell sort of ready in the hand and looks a little worried, and she says, "Victor, who are these people?" And he'll put his hand out and says, Thasma, it's okay. These are people that we found, friends, allies." She looks at him and she says, "I don't know about this, Victor." She says, "We have spoken. They are of the same mind, civilized beings. They are not UNT. They are simply explorers, and they did not, be it to say, they did not actively attack us." It kind of went the other way around as he looks over to Dyrax, but the situation has been handled. Everything's okay. They are peaceful. And she kind of looks and she says, She counts all of you. She says, "It's a lot of them. Let me go talk to Zagmira." She says, "Yes, but bring her out." And he says, "Sorry, it will take a moment to earn their trust." And after just a little bit, you see a an elderly woman come out of the passageway. She makes her way out. She turns, and as she turns, you see half of her face is not elderly. It's actually young, and she holds same sort of symbolism, but she has it's a bit of a more like different colored robe. Like you can tell this one has seen sunlight a little more than these other ones. She's worn it a lot longer, and she's got a lot more like beads and doohickeys, a couple more scrolls packed into her belt. She turns and she just goes, "Victor, you've returned, and it seems as though you've brought friends, I've heard." And she looks around at all of you, and Victor says, "Yes, I'll allow them to introduce themselves, friends, allies." She says, "Yes,
While
of
we're being
course."
introduced, Frisha is sort of in a minor pose with the cape going.
The cape going, yeah. You can tell that it doesn't really phase these Thayans. Like they're used to a very magical society, so that's normal to them, though a little extravagant, a little silly.
It's less of a to try and go look how magical I am, and more just that's how she is.
Yeah, absolutely. Just say, please. I am curious why a group such as yourselves have come out here so far. Treasure hunters, I assume. Yes.
Oh yeah, we're definitely treasure hunters.
Of course you are. Make a deception check. Persuasion, actually. You're not technically lying.
And I cancel one of them.
Okay. I can't see any rolls from you yet.
It's because I canceled. I pressed deception and then I couldn't press
okay.
persuasion immediately.
Okay.
My god.
She goes, "That makes sense. You've made it quite far, quite deep. I am curious of your travels." She looks to the rest of you and just say, "And you're all the original band?"
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, they found me halfway through.
Yeah, I'm not the new addition anymore. That's interesting.
Treasure hunters, you may have come at just the right time. She smiles at Victor. She says, "Good job, Victor. Good job. Come. You are welcome inside of our abode. Let us feed you, give you some shelter for some time, and let us discuss. I'm sure our men and women of our camp would quite indeed enjoy a bit of socialization with others. Isn't that right, Direx?" He says, "I'd do without it, and it'll matter to me." And he says, "Oh, don't mind him. He's a young boy. But please come in." And she sort of signals, and immediately you can see the worry on Phasma's face, and you can it's a whisper, but it's enough for any of you to hear. She's like, "Are you sure, Mother?" And she says, "Do not worry, child. They may be the blessing we have looked for." And
also, my harper pin has disappeared off of my instrument.
Okay. Let us show you some Thayan hospitality. At which point Victor says, "At least one of them is understandable." And he kind of he goes he sort of like invites you guys in. Come.
Okie dokie.
Frisha goes right in.
Yeah. As
War is gonna go in last.
oh, okay.
Brolin's gonna give a look to War like, you know, like keep your axe, keep.
He does a very slow nod.
What about Alexandria?
Alexandria is in the bathroom.
Oh, Alexandria's in the bathroom. Oh, okay.
She's in the privy at the moment.
Okay. Let's give it a 5-minute break then. Let's do a 5-minute break right now. We will be right back for the last hour of Tomb. We'll see y'all soon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Jared can totally take one of them.
Totally. We are back. We are live again. Still waiting on a few people to jump back in, but I think we can jump into it with those who are here. I think we have War, Brolin, and Freesia. And we'll detail the others when they get back. As you step into the camp, you do see pretty much what I have described previously. You see sort of a long line of cart. Let me get the detail up here. A bazaar, yeah. You see a broad alley. They're lined with stalls that look to be ruined. You see above looks to be like probably where window glass once was has been smashed out. So it's got a open ceiling in some parts and a closed ceiling in others. At least half of the glass remains. Some of the only glass you've seen seems to have held up here enough, though dirtied as it is, and it sort of covers the roof of the section that these individuals seem to be inhabiting. And you walk much into a camp. I think it's worth changing the music around a little bit. I think we can flip to Inquisitive, and I think we can do like a campfire here. Let's see if I have a campfire just sitting around. Maybe. Oh yeah, it's probably
switch to music. It'll probably be Inquisitive.
It'll probably be Inquisitive. It always is. Camp Vengeance, I think, is the night campground, or not night. It's just gonna be. Well, what does it sound like? It's just gonna sound like a camp. I'm gonna bring this in. It's not night, but they still have a fire going because they're probably cooking food. As you all enter in, you see that the stalls have kind of been gutted out, made into inhabitants. They seem to actually have quite a bit here. Whatever, they're probably using their magical prowess in one way or another to get goods in somehow. But they do seem to have like bunks. In this area, there is a central fire area where they seem to be cooking food that looks probably conjured. It looks like sort of a bland-looking bread, and you can see that there is some barrels that they seem to have salvaged from somewhere, or some stone barrels that are holding water, yeah, the camp itself seems pretty lived in at this point. The party has entered inside Alexandria. I'm assuming you came in with them after you were introduced to the old lady at the gate.
Yes.
You'd get along great with these people.
Yeah, as you come in, you would immediately notice that there is an area that's kind of like penned off, where you spot a host of about 8 or so undead. And the woman would turn to you as you enter and smile, Zagmira. And yes, you look and she say, I see a fellow practitioner of the necromantic arts. Those are mine over there. If you wish, you could corral yours in outside or wherever, really, dear.
Raise a cool eyebrow. I can't do it myself, but just the one.
Yeah, just the one.
And I would be happy to see my pets have some social activity.
Oh, don't worry. Mine play very nice. They are each like children to me. And yeah, you can sort of order your undead to go there, and they will shuffle into the.
So weird.
Jeffrey, Philip, Trap. Go play nice.
So I've got a question. Did we cut through this path on the way through?
No, you cut through the lower path.
Okay.
Path before.
It's marked by that wagon with the.
Yeah, I was wondering if we cut through here or we cut through here.
They immediately go over to the other undead, and they just sort of get like. They're all just sort of sitting there. And they've kind of like have like a pack mentality of getting close together and kind of like if they don't have anything to do, they just stand close together and just waver. And the old lady smiles and she says, "It is nice to see others of the art form. Please take food if you wish. It has been enchanted with some flavor, but it is magically created."
I don't want to be rude. I would love to
No,
try some.
Not rude at all. You are our guests. You see a host of... you spot one other who definitely is a red wizard in here. So far, you've met Dyrax, you've met Phasma at the gate, and you've met Zagmira, who is seems to be the old lady leader of the camp. And there's one more who you don't know the name of yet. You see a very, very big, very tawny skin, big man. Probably looks like he could be like Chulton, but he's just huge, and he's got these tattoos on his head that just sort of rip everywhere, and they look a little more violent than any of the others. And he's just got his arms crossed, and he's just sort of leaning up against a pillar, just kind of watching.
Brolin is giving him the eyes. Fellow short, angry tattoo man.
He is not short. He's big. He's
what
tall.
kind of eyes is
He's
Brolin
very
giving him?
tall.
Oh yeah.
Preacher's giving him these eyes.
He just watches you with sort of a dead stare, his eyes sort of wide open. Like, and the others that you see in here seem to be sort of hardened combatants. You can see some of them brandish the... I think all of them actually brandish some of the tapestry of Thay, but their hair is all long. And anybody who thinks they know something about Thayan history can give me a history check. But like their hair is braided back and seems to go almost all the way down their armor. Like it's extremely long. Like these people have never cut their hair. And it's every one of these sort of armored individuals.
Apparently, I don't know anything about Thayan history.
Would I know in the first place to make a history?
That's up to you. Thay is a magocracy that is not super well known, but it's some notoriety to it, or it's infamous.
Ooh. Yeah, I was gonna say because you've been researching all the magical things.
Yeah.
So
By
yeah,
extension, probably should know.
you know that in the magocracy of Thay, they are built upon the backs of slaves. It is a empire made mostly of slaves. The actual Thayan population is almost outnumbered 1 to 4, but the slaves are obedient and programmed from birth. They are never allowed to. What's up?
Is there an easy way to spot slaves from?
Yes, they are not allowed to cut their hair. You see that each of these individuals has their hair tied back and is quite long and look to be sort of hardened combatants. They are 4 males, 5 females. And yeah, that is something you would know about Thayan culture. You also know that magic is well respected and non-magic users are not. If you do not wield magic or have the gift of magic, to a Thay, to most Thay, you're considered, why aren't you a slave, kind of thing.
I guess who loves the Thay?
Looking
Not
at
the Harpers.
Looking at what?
Looking at Victor, can I tell if he's a slave or not?
So his hair is a longer length, but it's not tied back in the same way. He wears different clothes, and he holds himself not anything like these individuals do. They don't make eye contact with the Red Wizards. When addressed, they look down. Victor is much more of a and he seems to be an equal, if not an asset here, kind of situation. Like he is.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, like, how do they view him?
He is definitely an ally of them. He is one of their allies that they have, sort of
Mercenary, probably.
Yeah, mercenary kind of situation. They seem to have an agreement with him, or maybe it's the same kind of deal with Orvex. Like Orvex isn't in that boat to look anything Thayan, but he was rolling with him. Speaking of Orvex, he would probably immediately be spotted by Zagmir upon you guys entering in, maybe taking part in the food, whether you do or not. I know Alexandria is over there, but as you sort of get in and the sort of settle for a moment, and the tensity kind of loosens up a little bit of having new people in the camp. So people probably will address you guys here in a moment, and I'll probably pick on each of you, but I want to have this Orvex moment really quick, because he cannot...
Go for it.
Orvex gets looks from everybody as they turn, just like a look of like, how did he survive? Like, look who's back. And Zagmir would immediately turn and probably address you guys as a party. and just say, but mostly Orvex in situations. Orvex, my dear Orvex, you survived. He says, oh, Zagmira, it's great to see you. And he just kind of like, you could tell like he's not sincere with that at all. And she just goes, well, we're very happy to have you back. We have been unable to read Old Omnuin without you. Oh, it's a miracle. And Victor would come, he says, yes, they saved him. She looks, she says, you saved Orvex. Well, my goodness, I did not know that we were in the midst of heroes. Well, then we must celebrate. In one way or another, I've been holding on to a few good, better food spells, scrolls that I think we might be able to use. Have a little celebration at the return of our friend and his heroes that have saved him.
Prisha tells them that it takes more than a building to falling on him to kill Orvex. He's a tough guy.
He says, oh, yes, I was buried. No, one of the explosions. Oh, yes. We thought to go back, but assumed there was no way you'd survived. The Yuanti are quite thorough. I'm surprised you made it. You must have been quiet as a mouse. He says, to the best of my ability, Zagmira. And he kind of looks, tries to get eye contact with one of you, like, oh, God, save me. Kind of situation. Says, well,
Kind of give him the...
It is a better day than I thought. Not only did we find friends in the jungle, but friends we thought dead. Perfect. Please, make yourselves at home. Rest what you will. I am quite curious of your travels, as I said before, and I would love to discuss with you more. And he looks to Victor and says, but Victor, first, of course, you and I should have a discussion. And he says, yes, Zagmira, we should. Come, let's discuss matters at hand. And they kind of move to the side, leaving our party kind of open to the camp. Now, I will probably have individuals approach you here, depending, unless you guys approach first. So I'm going to give you guys first quarter here to do something. We haven't heard much from Berlin.
Are you alive, Brolin?
Oh, I am. I'm alive.
Do you approach anybody or talk to anybody or take any... Alexandria, I know, is eating some food, taking part in the food. It's good. Tastes good. It's nourishing. Like, it's magical conjured food. Tastes like it was fresh out of the oven.
You just gotta love that just freeze, like, straight out of the freezer kind of aftertaste.
Yeah. You know? Yeah, it's definitely frozen food quality.
Oh, man.
So,
It's like Gandhi's flip-flop.
So the dude with the more violent looking tattoos is staring us down, right?
Yeah, he's probably further away. He's in a pillar, probably a good 30 feet away from the hearth.
Okay.
And he's mostly alone.
Okay. So I go up to Orvex. Is Orvex by himself?
Yeah, he is. And he just kind of looks nervous, and he's just like, hello, Master Brolin.
So, what's the story with these guys? They look, that one, especially that one over there, he doesn't look like a pushover.
He kind of looks around, sees like the close quarters, and he says, this is my old encampment. This one not particularly, but these are my old camp mates. They are quite the sturdy folk. Thayans. Have you ever experienced Thayans before? Ever known of the culture, Brolin?
I know one of their buddies killed one of their original.
I wouldn't know what you're talking about with that. It says that the culture is very, very rich. I highly suggest you elicit one of these fine young women and gentlemen and ask more of Thayan history. He kind of wide eyes you, like, don't fucking talk about how you killed one of them.
Well, to be fair, Brolin was saying one of our party was killed.
Oh, okay. In any case, Orvex probably is like, not a good idea. No past experiences.
Apparently, Brolin is suicidal.
I can take him. I've taken enough fireballs to the face to know.
Roland can't be suicidal. He's dead. This one is trying to get us killed.
Yeah, that does sound about right.
You
Oh
would.
my god.
Yeah, you would.
Okay, not Roland.
Yeah. Does anybody else do any approaching before I start pointing some things out?
Frisha walks up to the angry one.
That's where you're
Freezing,
going.
no.
Okay, Frisha's going there. What's
Of
War
course.
doing?
Of course.
Anything? Are you still...
He's got his journal open, and Valfine and Alexandra notice he's writing with Riok's feather.
Oh.
Shit, dude. Shit.
I love you. I love you.
That's gonna.
Side
Yeah,
eyes.
he's gonna kill somebody.
You're getting some. You're getting some
Oh
side
no!
eyes right now.
Oh no!
Valfine,
Lord.
what are you doing? You just saw.
Is Orvex
Yeah, Victor walked away with Zagmir. And
is Orvex free at the moment?
he is. He's talking to Brolin in the moment, and you see him go, no. You should really dip into the culture of Fae. It's quite interesting.
Should come up and tug on his sleeve a little bit.
Yes, Valfine. Have anything to say to me?
I just had a few questions for you, if you had the time.
Please.
Kind of look at Brolin.
Please.
You mind if I steal Orvex for a few minutes?
I'm right here. I mean, listen. I'm a part of this now.
All right. Fine.
Okay.
What are your questions, Valfine? I'm sure Brolin won't mind.
What do you said you've traveled with Victor for how long, Orvex?
I think maybe we were on expedition for 4 months time. We had a couple other pit stops before we made it to this place in particular.
How well do you know him?
Well, as well as someone can know another for 4 months is most of who I talked to at the camp. Not to say the camp is lacking any wonderful personalities.
Brown noser.
He knows how to survive.
Oh yeah.
Hey man, if it works, it works.
That's just me. That's just me. That's not my character.
He's a kind and caring soul. I felt a very good connection to him, as he was also not Thayan, hired on by the Magocracy,
The Magocracy hired him?
as they did me. I believe by order of Saw's Tom himself.
That's quite a high order.
Indeed, he seems to be making most orders these days, though. And you can see as he mentions the name, a couple look up and he says, "And what a wonderful and glorious leader he is! All hail Saw's Tom! All hail Saw's Tom!" And then they look away, back over.
Wait, who's that guy you praised?
Looks down and says, "Who is Saw's Tom?" Let's speak of it later, Brolin.
It's best for later. I was mostly curious about the details of your expedition.
Your perception, Valfine, would definitely catch as Brolin, even at a whisper, says, "Who's this guy?" Like, at least 3 people. Like, turn over, like, with what the fuck faces.
I'm gonna kick Brolin in the shin.
Ah!
What a great time I'm having. Please ask me your other questions.
I was just wondering about the details of your expedition here.
The details.
What were you and Victor tasked to find? I hope that's not prying too deep.
I believe that it is treasure. Treasure. And he kind of looks at you with the eyes of, "I have told you differently." He says, "Looking for treasure. They're treasure hunters looking for great objects of power to bring back to Thay. And Chult's chock full of them."
Give him a nod and a wink.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Anything else?
I may have to bother you later with less ears around.
Excellent. As that conversation sort of goes on, we would skip over to Frisha. You're approaching this huge dude. who he kind of, as you approach, he unlocks his arms and lets them rest on either side, and just like looks at you as you approach. What do you do?
I go full charm, literally.
You want to cast the charm spell
Oh
on?
no! No, in the middle of the camp.
Oh, it's the Fey one. It's not actually a spell.
Oh no!
It's a racial thing.
Okay, yeah, okay.
There's
Yum.
Still magical activity in the middle of a bunch of magic.
You can target one
doing
humanoid BCC within 30 feet. Must make a Wisdom saving throw. The DC on a failure. It's charmed by you for 1 minute. Although the target isn't under your control, it takes your requested actions. And he won't know. You can use this feature again. Okay, he's gonna make a save. It doesn't say anywhere that he knows if it fails, so I'm gonna give him a quick save, really quick.
You a risky boy there, Alex. You have hundreds of fireballs trained on you currently.
Nah, there's only 4 of them.
He needs to make a charisma save.
Oh, this ain't gonna be good.
Okay. He looks at you as you approach.
What can I do for you?
Frisha tries to make him play games with her and drink.
This I like. Let us do this.
And he steps over and just sort of takes a hand gently, a big hand that almost covers the whole of your back. As he like it feels that way. It's so big, and he ushers you over to a table. And there's a couple of slaves sitting down, slave warriors, and they're in the middle of playing what looks to be like dragon chess set. And he immediately looks at one, and he just kind of looks one down, and it's immediately like he's like leaning down. He says, "Move, filth." And then he just sort of shakes his head, and he gets up, and the other one immediately just gets up and moves. In fact, I don't even.
If he didn't, Frisha would have sat in his lap.
Yeah, I don't even know if he would have had to say much. They probably were moving just as he was speaking, like, get out of the way. And he offers the chair to you.
Holy
Please
God.
Sit.
Well, not the mage's lap. Whoever
Yeah,
was sitting across the table, because I'm trying to play games.
I know.
He says, please sit.
And he takes 2 flasks and dumps them into the water, drops them down, pushes one over to you.
We drink. We play games.
At this moment, a lot of people in this camp are looking at you two and wondering what the fuck is going on. They're just kind of like,
It's only for a minute, too.
anyone
so...
would immediately hear any kind of whisper kind of echo somewhere. Says,
Is Yamak playing games? Yamak's playing games. Yamak sat down at the table. What the fuck?
It's like, they don't like. They seem utterly confused, and that lasts for 1 minute.
While
Well,
I'm playing, I'm gonna try and persuade him to actually like me.
okay, yeah, make a persuasion check with advantage.
Yes.
Fucking bards, man.
Holy God.
Yeah. A minute would expire, at which point he'd go and look around a little embarrassed, look down, and he says,
I like you. But I don't like games.
and takes it and pushes it over, and it just kind of rattles to the ground, and he just says,
Music then? And she jumps on the table.
you go to play, and he puts his hand on the kink, and it just like ends. He says,
No music. You sit down.
and he kind of just like puts you back. He just says,
You are alright.
looks over at the rest of us, and says,
Your friends, I do not trust.
Oh, I don't trust the dwarf either.
he says, he looks back at his pole, and he says,
I will be over there. You want to talk? I like talking.
and he goes over there, sits up. Yeah, he just seems none the wiser of your spell, but is charmed by you in spirit. In actually thinks he likes you. Thinks you're pretty cool. Alexandria, what is what's going on? Anything?
I mean, you tell me. I'm just chewing on some food near this old lady.
Chewing on some food. The old lady is actually, she stepped away with Victor to speak. It hasn't returned yet.
Okay, so I'm not doing that anymore then.
Yeah, something you would notice, though, something I would give you is you do see what looks to be a wagon with a bunch of goods, like all kinds of different goods on it. And an individual, he's got like what looks to be some sort of, he's got a scroll that seems to be floating next to him, and a pen that's sort of writing on itself as he's sort of going through different things. And you see there is an absolute abundance of goods here. Yeah, I think one of the slaves might spot you looking and speak up. I'm still looking down because you are a guest. You're above them, so they might have just like looked up for a moment to peek and see you staring over, and they say, "That's Judas. He manages the camp's supplies, of which there is a very large amount. He is usually up for trade, if you're interested."
Sure, why not? I would cast my eyes around the camp to see what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, you see
that Brolin is mostly unoccupied, and everybody else seems to be up to stuff, and go, yeah, no, I definitely don't want to seem like I'm available right now. Let's go talk to this guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You go over to that guy.
Brolin getting digged on like all night.
You see,
that's not Brolin.
He's got long hair, but he doesn't seem to be looking immediately down. He doesn't seem to be in the same disposition that the other slaves are in, and he doesn't seem to be quite as well armored. He doesn't seem like a combatant. He seems more like this is probably like it's the scribe of the camp kind of situation. So he's like going over things, and he will turn and look up, and he'll just say, "Oh, it is nice to meet you. My name is Judas. How are you?" And he puts a hand out and says, "I have not seen a new face in this camp in some time."
Pleasure, Judas.
Mm.
It has been a while since I've been in a camp, not for the same 6 people.
And he says, yes, it is something that you get used to after a long time. And he says, but new people means new goods that come into the camp. And he says, as you can see, I take care of all of the supplies of the Red Wizards. He says, I imagine that someone must have told you that I like to trade.
Yeah. Scuttlebutt around the camp seems to say as much.
Oh, my advertising campaign is working very well. And he goes, big profits. He goes,
about that Google AdWords.
He says, I take trade, I take gold. I have permission from High Magistrate to sell these goods to passers-by, with which ones are not needed for the camp. In truth, we get resupplied once in a while, so I got some breathing room. And he just says, what are you interested in?
Really? Resupplied all the way out here in this remote jungle?
Indeed. When Victor gets his magic to work, we get what we need. Lately he's been having trouble, though.
I'll cock my head and say, magic to work? So you don't use wagon trains?
You think that we could get a wagon here? All the way out in the middle of Chult? No, friend. And he says, this wagon, it was teleported here.
Teleported? Wow. Not even I've been able to master that circle yet.
Oh, the many Thanes. They, well, they are quite resourceful. I myself, well, I have always wished I was of that rank, but here I am, a humble scribe. At least I am not one of them. Oh, sorry, folk. My heart goes out to them. And he kind of just, like, nods over to the rest of the slaves. But he says, my wares are available for you, friend. Take a look. And then our game zooms in. Yep, anything in adventurer's gear is available here. Anything in the base adventuring gear list? Let me actually bring that up so you can see. Adventure gear. Give me items. Lore. Starting adventure classes lists. Give me adventuring gear by name. Here we go. What? It redirects me. Come here, you.
What?
Oh, it's an item list to have to look up. You would actually have to look into the adventurers list. I guess I can't like just throw one at you. Okay. It is you can look it up on Google right now. It's adventuring gear. Anything in there is available here.
Okay, I'm pretty much straight broke, so
yeah,
I'm not going to be able to buy anything.
Okay, yeah, he trades too, so equal value.
Yeah, I just looked at my inventory and I've got nothing. The only interesting thing I have is that freaking Red Mage journal, and I don't want to whip that out. So.
Yeah.
He says, I see your pockets are empty, my friend. Well, that is no problem. Perhaps you can do something for me.
Oh, do go on.
And he says, there is a poison that I have sought after for some time. And unfortunately, my merry band here has been unable to collect it properly. I do not know if you are expert at this or maybe one of your friends, but I'd like to take the opportunity where I can get it. It is a very rare. You find it only on the tips of the darts of a grung. Do you know what a grung is?
Pretty sure I've fought one.
Yes.
Maybe.
Well,
everything around here has a weird name.
I know, right? It is kind of a weird place. Honestly, I'd like to go back home. Red shingles, stone wall, civilization. That would be better. Let me tell you, Tay is quite a place. And yeah, he goes on. Grung, they're everywhere. Right? You go to different camps, you go to swamps, you go wherever you can. They seem to infest different places, but here in Omo, they're a little bit rarer. There's only one place that they know of of where the Grung gather. It is to the south. Where are we? Southeast of here. Just on the south. I would say. Oh, goodness. It has been a while since we traveled over there. If you head towards the... Do you know the big circle building in the town, right?
Yeah, the Death Fortress.
Yes. You look at that like a compass, right? Northeast of the circle. Outer wall. We have spotted a few. I am hoping that maybe one would come across, but we always kill them so quickly and damage their goods that I can never extract the poison. But if you find it and bring it back to me, I will give you free reign of my shop.
Free reign meaning more than just the poultry goods you have for every other passerby?
Looks, he says, I might have something extra. Something that,
would you
suspicious.
Perhaps have a scroll of teleportation for sale?
Oh, you are looking for something quite powerful. Looks, he says...
Well, I assume you must have some sort of surplus, since you're using that to bring all these wagons here.
We did have a surplus. If you are looking for a scroll of that level of caliber, you would want to talk to Victor. He seems to be the one who knows this spell here in camp. Not sure anybody else is quite as talented here. That's a fun little note to know.
She blinks. He knows the spell.
Yes, though he's had trouble casting it. Some difficulties with Zagmir. Apparently, there has been a disagreement among them of the danger of using it so brazenly. Apparently something happened. I don't really know all the details. He says, but I might be able to talk to Victor, see what he can do. But in the meantime, how about I promise you a lesser scroll? I could get you something of a 4th level, 4th circle or lower.
Yeah, put a pin in that.
Will do.
I won't bother discussing the details till I come back with some poison.
Alright. War, what's going on?
War is writing a bit.
Okay.
In a coded version of that he made up for himself.
Okay.
And then Eventually, he'll see like Alexandria wander out, and he'll probably make his way if he could hear the trader thing.
He can, yeah.
Eventually,
He can.
then yeah, he'll head that way.
Okay, yeah, you step over and says, "Oh, hello, my friend. I have never seen a creature of your kind before. May I ask if it is not rude? What are you?"
I am a turtle.
Turtle? Hey, that's pretty close to turtle, so you're like a turtle man.
I guess.
That makes sense to me. It's not the weirdest thing I've seen here in Chult. And he says, "Are you interested in bartering? I saw your face perk up as I spoke to this lovely young lady."
Yeah, I have a few things that I've been carrying around for anybody who would be interested in trading.
"I might be interested. Do you take gold?"
Yeah.
"I have gold." You can sell any of your items to him for half the price they are listed in the book. Unless it's a magical item, at which point we would barter.
Yeah.
He might not have enough to take that.
I don't know how much Tej is worth out here.
I would say it's worth
The Tej
double its
I
price.
have a plan for, by the way.
I would say Tej is worth twice its normal price.
Tej,
The
you
idea
have a
with-
plan for?
Yeah, because we have a ton of Tej, and if we can get this whole camp super drunk.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Yeah, the slaves are drunk.
So I
Hey,
will.
You're a recovering alcoholic. You have no stake in this at all.
You don't have to do it now, but I have a good feeling that we're probably going to end the session here. So you can mess with your sheet however you want. Tej will sell for double its price, absolutely.
Okay.
But anything else that you guys want to go back and forth, he has an abundance of gold that should be able to cover anything not exceeding 250. So that's about where he's at.
Isn't some of that Tej mine?
It might
I don't know.
Because I gave you some.
I wasn't planning on selling it right now, but I was going to investigate how much that would be. But I do have a couple of scimitars that I need.
Yeah, he'd take those. He'd take those.
Do you want to have anything?
Holy shit, they're 25 gold a piece?
Yeah, he'll give you half. That would be yeah, you can do the math. Rounded down. Brolin, you're the only
Yeah,
one.
2 of them, so 25 golds.
True. Brolin, you were the only one who I didn't you're the only one that I didn't give like a full chance to do something. You just talked to Orvex for a second. Did you want to investigate something in the camp?
So who else is in this? Who else is in the camp?
Um,
Like in our general vicinity.
in your general vicinity, because Victor and Zagmira are sort of walked off into another chamber. You see that there are back the way you came, guarding the door still, is one of the Red Wizards, Thasma. The girl, but you would spot Dyrax, who you are familiar with. He almost attacked you, sitting at a table, harassing some of the slaves who I guess he probably considers his. Trying to probably, I don't know, probably having some rude conversation with them, making them do stupid things, or just like talking to them, or just basically being a dick. And you would see Yamok, who is leaning up against, he's the big guy leaning up against the pole, and then you would see this host of 8. You would see I believe it's, yeah, you would see four males. One of them is the trader, Judas. I have to write that down. And then the rest are females, and they are slaves.
Okay. I will go to. Can't remember his name. He's the guy who approached us, who almost died, thinking he could take us.
Oh, yeah, Dyrax.
1v5.
Dyrax.
Since he sounds just like me.
Yeah, the minute you step over, he shushes what one of the slaves was saying. He's like, shit, and then he just immediately stops talking. He says,
Like, got any place you can get a drink around here?
Ain't you like a dwarf?
and
Yeah, I am a dwarf.
Yeah. Can you even live without ale? Anything run through your bloodstream like 24/7?
I think you're thinking of the heavy mountain dwarfs. I'm more of the albinos. We just get wasted in private.
No, we don't have that luxury. Unfortunately, in Thay, We don't. Alcohol's illegal.
You've never had alcohol?
No, I've had alcohol.
Are you sure?
Looks and he says,
Sure as the day I was born.
Have you ever had Tej?
No.
Oh, because I have. I have some Tej. Like, all right, come here. Leave the slaves alone.
he looks and he just says,
I ain't drinking your foreign horse piss.
Oh, you couldn't handle this foreign piss.
and he looks and he says,
I'm sure I would vomit the minute it touched my lips.
You'd probably die.
Nah,
Foreign
think
weakness and all that.
true.
and yeah, he just smiles and says,
Anything else that you want? Want to take a seat next to me? Get cozy?
Oh, I'm already here. I'm all nice and cozy.
Do you like games, dwarf?
Oh, I love them.
I was just playing a game here with my friends.
and he lights a fire in his hair, and
We're trying to see who can keep their hand in the fire the longest.
he pulls it up to you, and he says,
Go on. Let's see what your medal is.
Roland, you can totally win this game due to that whole point. You can produce flame.
Yeah, I can produce flame. Sure.
yeah, he asks you to put your hand in the fire. You do so?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Let me just look something up.
How much damage does...
All right, 6 seconds pass, and you take 1 point of damage in that time. It burns. It hurts. Another 6 seconds pass. You take another point of damage, and he looks and he says,
How you feeling?
A little warm. What about you? You doing good?
and he says,
Yeah, I'm doing great.
yeah, he's. I forgot to mention that he would have his hand in the fire too. In this situation, I would like you to roll a Constitution saving throw, and he's gonna roll his.
Okay.
Oh, snap.
I'm trying to think.
Good job, Roland.
Of course.
Let me see here. I will.
I approve of this, actually. Pretty sure it's not
you know what?
secretly trying to
It's almost the
disable
end
all
of the.
mages.
It's almost the end of the session. I'll use my special roll.
Okay, yeah.
my advantage.
All right.
Ah.
Oof.
Oh,
Yeah, he's like looking at you. You can see his hand twitch a little bit, from the pain, and you can hear it sort of crackling. The skin's starting to peel over on either of your hands, and he says,
You know, I really didn't expect you to play this game with me.
and he looks like his hand is starting to twitch a little bit. Go ahead and make another one as the damage starts to rack up.
You all right there?
He says, I'm doing great. How are you?
I mean,
oh my god.
it's got to be pretty demoralizing. I mean, playing this game with slaves, making them, burn their hands. Must be hard to fight somebody who actually can stand up to you.
And he looks and he just says,
It's a different experience.
Oh, shit.
okay, yeah. He immediately pulls his hand back, and you keep yours in, and he closes the fire, and he immediately just goes,
Well, don't let anybody say that dwarves aren't made of stone. All right.
You know what? You're wrong. You know what I'm made of?
What?
Berries. And I cast good berry.
he says,
Pop a couple in my mouth.
You really are an idiot, aren't you?
The biggest. And I eat enough berries to fully heal.
he points over, he says,
Why don't you bother someone else? I think I'm done talking to you.
Good. We'll play again later. And I keep eating berries and I go plop back up.
Anytime.
he kind of just like nurses his hand. He's like trying to avoid nursing his hand. He's finding like other ways to get his hand over the burn. like this. He's got it in the back.
He's being a tough guy.
I'll give him 2 berries to go eat the berry. Trust me.
He just sort of scoots him off the table as he takes a drink. from his flask of water. Just sort of looks at you with that sort of one wild eye. All right. So as time passes in the camp, Zagmira and Victor will return. Victor looking a little nervous, but optimistic, and Zagmira just smile on her face, and she will approach the party in what points that she can, call you over, and just sort of say, well, I hope that you've found a hospitality here quite of a good quality. Us and we we from Thay wish only to give the most positive outlook on our wonderful country, and we are very far from home, so this is our opportunity to do so. And says, I see you have met many of the others. Good. Introductions will not be necessary then. And she'll look and say, I am very interested in speaking with all of you, though. After my discussion with Victor, I believe that some information is in order. Yes, don't you think?
Do you know where some good treasure is?
I might. Go ahead.
No, she's saying why not? Like,
oh,
let's exchange information.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear the whole thing. It sounded like it cut you off.
Oh, whoops.
She says, excellent. Come over here and follow me. And you go to the same area. Victor lags behind a little bit, and is at this point adjacent to Valfine. It's sort of like the order that they came in. He waited and then went when Valfine went, and is adjacent to her. Nothing happens. Just next to you the whole time, Valfine. Not terribly close, but in any case, you are taken to a separate chamber. One sort of away from the camp, and all the different people, and you can tell when you walk in that the sounds of the room behind you seem to dissipate. The magic users among you would know that you pass through some form of ward that is halting anyone being able to hear through and into this chamber from the doorway. And you see another doorway on the other side, and you imagine it must be similarly warded. This room looks to have been cleared out. There is a bunk, there is a desk. This seems to be Zagmira's quarters. And there's some paperwork on here. And she'll bring you in, and she'll say, now I know that you've told me that you are wandering adventurers looking for treasure. You've definitely stumbled into a place that holds quite a bit of it. Let me ask, are your swords for sale at any chance? Just a curiosity of my own.
Well,
are you mercenaries? Do you work for anyone? Oh, sorry.
I see no reason not to make some coin while we're adventuring.
I imagine
for me, it depends where you intend to point it.
Oh, I wasn't exactly implementing that I would employ you. I am curious if you are currently employed. Are you out here by the bequest of another, or for your own fortunes?
Well, I'm definitely out here for my own fortunes.
Is that the same among all of you?
Can I have a player talk?
What's up?
For a minute? Guys, I think we should lie that we're in somebody's employ. Because...
Oh, I'm in Alexandria's employ. She's the one who brought us out here.
Okay, sass aside.
Our wizard.
Oh God, I am not the face. You do not have me fake.
Oh no, I'm totally face. That's
no.
Fun.
I'm saying we should like say we're out here in the interest for one of the lords back in. God, it's been forever. What was the name?
Port Nyanzaru.
Port Nyanzaru. Because like if I'm suspicious of her. Wanting to know if we're employed by anybody, because if we aren't, that means nobody knows we're here, which means It'd be very easy to just.
Yep.
And so.
Other things. We technically are under the Dren, even though he's dead. But then also, we agreed to kill Rostin C with the I forget her name, but the Naga, the Oracle. Yeah.
But there's no one that is paying us to be out here.
Same
That
Android
they
did
know
pay
of.
us
No,
to
of
come
course
out.
they do. Yeah, of course we are being paid.
Well, what I'm saying is maybe because we're already kind of in good with Wakanga, we could say, like, we're out here ensuring Wakanga's interests or something.
Yeah.
Well, I think we could be out here looking for things for Wakanga because Wakanga constantly is hiring adventurers to go out and find expensive
Yeah.
magic items.
True,
That's
true.
very true.
True.
And
Okay.
technically, he wouldn't even have to know if we're employing him. That he was
Yeah,
just get back and sell things.
it's true.
So it wouldn't technically be a lie.
Just a white one. Little white lie.
Not full information.
They don't. I mean, we could literally just make up a name. It's not like they're gonna know.
Well, they'll know the lords in the port.
It's
Yeah,
better we make up a name that actually has like some kind of weight rather than a made-up one.
Yeah, that is
because
Yep.
True.
so all in favor for being working for Wakanga.
Mhm.
Yeah. let's do it.
I mean, you have a business deal with him already. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, I'm technically going. I
I mean,
might very
yeah.
well be an explorer for him or a guide.
That'd be Jabal, who is now
Oh yeah, you're right.
now
He's-
dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
So what am I lying about?
Come up with the story, feed it through the bard.
Oh my
You
god.
could say we are the a mercenary coalition hired by the merchant lords, and we can give off Wakanga and I almost said Gibraltar.
Gibraltar.
Gibraltar's name.
Jabal.
Gibraltar.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
because I'm working technically a little bit for Wakanga, and then also Brolin is one of his potential new hires.
Yeah.
All right. So, changing my statement. Oh yeah, we're working for a couple of the merchant princes. They just want us out here looking for treasure. And you know how Wakanga is.
Yeah, I would like you to make either persuasion or deception with advantage.
All of
I'm
us.
going
or-
with persuasion.
Nope, with the
because
person
or
talking.
Persuasion.
Come on, buddy. Now's the time.
We have that inspiration.
24.
24. Yeah, she would
Nailed
look
it.
and she would say, "Oh, yes, I imagined that the port would send someone out here looking for treasures. You say Wakanga Otomo? Did you say his name?"
Oh yeah, I said
Yeah.
you know how he is. I
Yes,
said
she says,
some of the princes. You know how
yes.
he is.
I've heard of the merchant prince of magic. I believe he has had dealings with us before. And she'll say, interesting. So you're Wakangas. Well, may
Now, of course.
I inquire? And I understand that some missions are of great secrecy, but is the detail of your job with him simply to search for lost treasures?
He is interested in anything magical, really.
Indeed.
Anything that isn't bolted down.
I believe that, well, with knowing that, I think I know what to say next here. I believe that, no, dearie, no. I believe that
Kill?
we can work together.
Oh, thank
You,
God.
you see, we're looking for something. And she puts something on the table. Punk. And you see a stone block under her hand. And she lifts it up. And you see... Let me give it to you. So that you guys can see.
Why am I always afraid when you're revealing things?
You see a puzzle cube with a monkey, angry monkey in the front. She drops it in front, lifts it up, and she says, "We are looking for these. There's supposedly 9. They open a door that leads deeper down into a dungeon that we believe a vault of sorts. Within are many, many treasures. But
So you
unfortunately...
say you're vault hunters.
Effectively, yes, dearie, we are. You see, the Majocracy of Thay is very interested in these magical artifacts, but we have had difficulty of late in acquiring them. As you see, this cube and its brothers and sisters are very difficult to acquire. We have met many forms of opposition here, protecting these keys. It's our hope to get them all, open the door, and take the treasures beyond. I would like to offer you an opportunity to help us for a fair split of the treasure below.
So you're saying you want to hire us too?
It says, I wouldn't say so much higher as an alliance, working together for a similar goal. You see, we are hired, you are hired, we are hired, and we're both after the same things. Treasures of ancient places long forgotten, and we can acquire them together with each other's help. I can tell you that your band, though 11 you may be, will face much difficulties here. We came here 36, but you see now before you considerably less. There's many dangers here, but together we might be able to face them at better odds. So what I offer to you is a alliance, a mutual assistance of one another. That way, we can all survive this place. The only deal set forth that needs to... No papers that need to be signed, no law needs to be brought in. We are in Chult, of course, but simply each other's words that we will keep to helping each other search out these keys and get to the vault below. You number as many as we do, as I counted. So I believe we are at fair odds of... How do they say? A weaponized peace. We wouldn't want to fight. At which point, Victor nods his head and he says, yes, fighting would be ill-advised. It would hurt all of us. He says, indeed. But instead, we can help each other. What do you say? And before you guys can respond, that's the session for the night.
Yes.
We're going to call it right
as
there.
a player, there are some interesting things that Frisia has planned, but that's okay.
But that's okay.
All right, guys. Well, here we are, in the belly of the beast, as it would be, shacking up with Thayans. We'll see where this goes next time.
How ironic.
I would like to thank my wonderful cast for being amazing, as you guys always are. I'd like to thank those who joined us in chat. We do not interact, at least I don't, but we appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. We play on Mondays, Tomb of Annihilation, at 7:30 p.m. We usually always get here. The month of December, we will not be playing. No games for December, so you will not see us until the new year, but we'll catch you then on Monday. I think that's everything. Thank you guys. Everybody have a great night. Take care. Bye.
Bye, friends.
Bye.